Polaris Ranger, hardest working, smoothest riding utility vehicle you can buy. And by Suzuki, introducing the all-new Grand Vitara, the authentic SUV. What a great way for kids to get ready for an afternoon of football here in Morgantown, West Virginia. Big East football on the air, everybody. Dave Sims and John Kangemi and company. On hand here as we look at Skip Holtz. His first season at East Carolina, was the head coach at Connecticut a few years ago when they were one AA program. Got them on the map and then subsequently left to work with his dad at Notre Dame in South Carolina. And Rich Rodriguez, who played Dusty Baker, he's got the wristbands on.
Number 5, Chris Johnson.
Outstanding coach, and he's got a team that he absolutely loves. No stars, great attitude, and they're in unbelievable condition. Pat McAfee going to get us going here as the Mountaineers are ready to get this thing going. Here's McAfee, and thanks for joining us, everybody. Big East football ready to go, and that goes through for a touchback. So McAfee, a freshman out of Plum, Pennsylvania, executes nicely. James Pinckney, a junior from Delray Beach, Florida, is on a pretty good pace right now. He's a 56% passer a year ago. He's at that same number right now. He's 7th in total offense in Conference USA. 6'3", second year as a starter. One of the things Skip Holtz told us last night, real conscientious in terms of staying within the system. They'll go, no huddle. 1st and 10 for the Pirates of East Carolina at their own 20. The deep back is Chris Johnson. He'll get the call. Turns the corner. Nice gain. First down and more for East Carolina. He got it out to the 33-yard line. Gain of 13. Jamal Adai knocked him out of bounds. As we look at these Carolina backs and receivers, you saw what Johnson can do. Veal is strictly a blocker. Same for Levesque, the tight end. Allison and Tillman are the guys they'll throw the ball to on a very consistent basis. Across the offensive line, it's been shuffled. The guy you want to watch, the anchor's the center, Captain Gary Freeman. First down and 10 for East Carolina at its own 33. West Virginia showing blitz, and they get a nice surge to the 39, gain of 6. So Chris Johnson with the carry again. Eric Wicks makes the tackle as we look at a very good defensive line. Wilson, Hunter, and Dykes, all 290, 300 plus, can really jam up on your tackles. The linebackers are strong. Mark Magro gets the start today in place of Jay Henry out with a sprained knee. These guys are outstanding. McCann, Wicks, Aday is a leader, so is Lorello, and Mims is a shutdown on the corner. 2nd down and 4 for East Carolina. And now run to Johnson, breaks it back against the grain. He's got a first down for the Pirates to the 49-yard line. And after talking to Skip Holtz last night, he didn't give us the impression that he was going to go sluggo against his team, but that's what he's doing here.
It looks like West Virginia on offense right now, and that's exactly what Skip Holtz is doing. He says we have to try to match their toughness up front because that's West Virginia's strength. Well, right now, Chris Johnson is picking his holes. He does a great job of cutting from right to left, and you see bodies going backwards and on the ground that are wearing blue jerseys. That's impressive and an impressive start by this offensive line.
Johnson off to a good start. 3 carries, 28 yards. Good drive here by East Carolina. Pinckney to throw. Flush, throws, and a receiver got knocked down. Tanglement, no call. Tried to get it to the tight end, Sean Levesque, the senior out of League City, Texas. Pretty good coverage out there by Jamal Aday, an outstanding free safety out of Valrico, Florida.
Adai does an excellent job of coming over from the middle of the football field, but I think their feet just got tangled in that defensive secondary. Right below there, you'll see it. The feet just got tangled up on the outside. The ball would not have been completed well out in front of the tight end, Levesque.
This drive started at the East Carolina 20. First drive of the game out of the shotgun. Johnson turned up. Nice job in there. It was Kevin McLean. They call him Boo, the defensive champion against Syracuse. He had a team best 6 tackles in that game. He's the most athletic of the linebackers here at West Virginia.
Yeah, Boo trying to put a boo-boo on you to the outside. Kevin McLean does an excellent job, and West Virginia has been stellar on 3rd down. just terrific job in that first game. 0 for 15 against Syracuse, just impressive.
East Carolina on the season at 32%. Johnson 4 carries, 29 yards. And the full boat shotgun, pretty good time. Pinckney hangs, fires, hit it, knocked out of his hands. Loose ball. West Virginia has recovered. Jeff Nochel recovered it. The ball was knocked out of his hands by Kevin McLean. So Boo McLean comes up with a couple of big plays here for the Mountaineers.
The Mountaineer defense did an excellent job of collapsing the pocket, but you have to have a clock in your head if you're the quarterback. You know you've got a certain amount of time before the pressure comes, and Mark Magro comes from the right side. James Pinckney never saw him. Terrific job of collapsing the pocket. Magro 53 will collapse the pocket. He's relentless, keeps coming after the quarterback, Pinckney. The ball's on the ground, and it's West Virginia 1st and 10.
Nice job in there. Here's the Mountaineers taking over at their own 44. And they run outside with Williams. Williams takes a good lick as he gets down to the 41-yard line. Picks up about 3. There's Magro, who created that turnover. Casey Ross won the tackle. Here's Adam Bednarik. Missed camp last spring, had a rotator cuff surgery in December. He's the second cousin of Chuck Bednarik, the Pro Football Hall of Famer from the University of Pennsylvania and the Philadelphia Eagles. 2nd down and 7 at the 41 for the Mountaineers. And now run Williams again. Got nice running room. Good surge, and then he's pushed backwards. He'll be about 2 yards, maybe 3 yards short of a 1st down. Backs and receivers for the Mountaineers. You've seen Williams, Owen Schmidt. They'll go crazy when he touches the ball. Jallo is one of the outstanding wide receivers. So is Miles and Bailey. Miles has 11 catches, and Bailey has still looking for his first catch. Anchoring the line, Dan Moses. They've had a little bit of a shuffle too, but these are big, strong, angry young men on the O-line for the Mountaineers. 3rd down and short. Long count by Bednarik. West Virginia 40% efficiency so far in converting 3rd downs. Bednarik gives to Williams. 1st down and more. To the 30, 1st down Mountaineers, gain of 4. Take a look at the defensive unit for the Pirates of East Carolina. Up front, these guys have a big battle to wage here, and the best of the bunch is Shawntae Hunt. He had a couple of sacks against Duke 2 weeks ago. Their linebackers, Chris Moore, one of their all-timers. He's 5th in Conference USA in tackles for losses. He made that last play. And Ross and Gene are going to have to do a job. And supporting the run, Parker and Baker, they're going to have to come up big. Williams, 3 carries, 14 yards. It opens up here. It cuts inside at the 20. Got the 1st down and more inside the 20 for West Virginia. And talk about sluggo ball. Here's Rich Rodriguez just turning the big people loose. This is what we're going to do. I know you know it's coming. Stop it.
It's the last thing East Carolina wanted to have happen, a turnover that shortens the field for West Virginia. Last week, this defense gave up 407 yards on the ground, and last year against West Virginia, they gave up 479.
They're being not real subtle as Jason Gwaltney's in. 2 tight end set, 1st and 10 Mountaineers at the 18. Gwaltney pushes forward, picks up about 2 running off a right tackle, but behind Jeremy Sheffey and Garen Justice. Tackle on the play by Josh Chisholm, a senior from Seffner, Florida. He's number 43. As we look at Rich Rodriguez, this is what they've done inside the red zone.
Yeah, and he'd like to improve on that touchdown number. They'd like to get that up because once you get in, you have to cash in and score. That's the way you can get 14 and 21 points ahead in a game. 2
receivers top of your screen. Out of the shotgun, Bednarik. It opens up, throwing the end zone. Got a man there. Touchdown, West Virginia. Touchdown, Mountaineers. They got it to Darius Raynaud, the sophomore from Botay, Louisiana. 6-0, West Virginia.
Bednarik did an excellent job of squaring his shoulders to the line of scrimmage. Watch him attack the line of scrimmage and then throw a dime just perfect to Darius Raynaud, his 2nd touchdown of the season. A great throw by Adam Bednarik.
Here's Pat McAfee for the point after. Perfect 10 thus far in the season. Mark up number 11. Timeout here at Mountaineer Field. They convert on a fumble. They put 7 on the board, 10-17 to go in the first, and it's West Virginia 7-0 over East Carolina. Oh, nothing like converting on a turnover. Adam Bednarik to Darius Reynaud. And West Virginia leads 7-0. Here's how it happened.
Well, the great thing about this is Adam Bednarik had a great throwing lane and terrific vision to do one of two things. He could have run the football, but he has a great job of stopping right here and looking at the lanes. He could throw the football or run the football. The West Virginia offensive line does a terrific job, but he sticks it right in where he needed to, right on the numbers for Reynaud, and it was an easy pitch and catch.
It was a very accurate throw on the run. There's your drive. Took just 2:41. This after Magro forced a fumble, a turnover by East Carolina. So look at Pat McAfee, the 2003 National Punt, Pass, and Kick champion. Had one scouting service. Had him the #1 kicker coming out of high school. He's out of Plum High School in Plum, Pennsylvania. Total yards, West Virginia 44-24. And this return going the far side at the 20, and that'll do it right there. Travis Williams, a sophomore from Daytona Beach. Tackle made by Thandy Smith of the Mountaineers, a return of 16 yards.
I like what East Carolina did in their first series, minus the turnover. They won on first down, and they're going to have to do that if Skip Holtz's offense is going to move the football with any efficiency and any consistency today. Winning on first down, very important for East Carolina.
Talking to Skip last night, I said, with your dad, Lou Holtz, was football something that you always thought about doing as a career? He said, well, thought about business, wanted to start something from the bottom and build it up and make it profitable and be a CEO. That's what I'm doing now as a football coach, as a head coach. Boy, nice stop and start, big gain. To the 31-yard line goes Chris Johnson. He's out of Orlando, Florida. He's 4th in all-purpose yardage in Conference USA. You can see why Boo McLean finally brought him down.
Chris Johnson does an excellent job of stopping and then starting back to the outside, and this is the fastest back that West Virginia has faced up until this point, and that made defensive coordinator Jeff Castile a little nervous and a little angry on the sideline.
Jeff's got an ebullient personality. Good spending some time with him yesterday.
Yeah, awesome.
He's always great TV on the sideline. Gain of 11 to the 31. Johnson gets the carry again. Nothing doing that time. That was Eric Wicks made the stop. He's a junior out of Perry High School in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that'll make Coach Castile a little happier on the sidelines, looking down, what can I do on second down now? But this defense is an attack-style defense, and they do it from the big guys up front, but Eric Weeks from the back end. He makes a couple picks, big plays for you. Lorello and a die, but the big guys up front set the tone.
You'll see all kinds of numbers. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and the rest DBs. And they'll put them in all kinds of formations. Oh, coming in from the side. Big play in there. It looked like Boo McLean again, and it was. McLean on the blitz, the run blitz. And a loss of about 2.
Untouched. Just a great job by Boo McLean reading the defense. He's on the outside right here. He will come in untouched, and it's just a free shot. No one there to pick him up. It's a bad job by East Carolina not accounting for Boo Lee lining up on the line of scrimmage. It wasn't if they didn't see him, but Boo made him pay in the backfield. 9 plays for East Carolina, 8 runs, 1 pass, 0 for 1 on 3rd down. Take note, folks, of West Virginia's tackling form. It's tremendous. Here's Payton, sets, fires. He got a man down there, threw the triple coverage, incomplete.
Number 7.
Tried to feed it into Robert Tillman, the junior, out of Maxton, North Carolina. Jamal Aday among those down there.
I'm not sure if Jamal Aday didn't get away with a pass interference down the field, and I like the job by Pickney stretching the field down the middle. Let's see if Aday gets there a touch early. I think that's clearly pass interference, and that's a call that was missed by that back official. He's looking at it right here. There's no way that he cannot make that call and see it. It's right in front of him.
Back judge Michael Bailey, part of the EC of the Conference USA crew. There on the return to running room, 45-50. A penalty flag, late penalty flag coming in. Antonio Lewis, a sophomore from Waldorf, Maryland, was the ball carrier. He was brought down by Deshaun Stevens. That punt carried 35 yards.
Holding. Receiving team. That's a post-scrimmage kick. Enforcement will enforce 10 yards from the end of the run. Timeout.
Gil Gelbke from Conference USA. 7-0 Mountaineers here in Morgantown, West Virginia. Today's game is brought to you by the best seats for every event. No tickets required. It only happens in one place, only Vegas. We're in Morgantown, West Virginia. Not that long a flight from Pittsburgh to Las Vegas.
No, I'd like to roll the dice out there myself.
West Virginia so far 7-0, and the Mountaineers taking over their own 27-yard line. Bednarik going to keep it and gets it out to Owen Schmidt. He's banged out of bounds. Owen Schmidt knocked out of bounds by Pierre Parker. Gain out to the 35-yard line. Picks up about 8. Parker giving up some weight there. Parker at 6 foot 207. Schmidt at 6'3", 250. So Skip Holtz, you think he came with a gadget bag or some plays ready to rock and roll? Before you talk about that, the rushing defense. Okay, well, they've had some problems.
Yeah.
It's only 117 D1 teams. Rice is last in D1 against the run. Josh Chilson puts the stop on Pernell Williams. And to this point, West Virginia leading 7-0. I would have thought that.
Yeah, pretty even. And East Carolina did a nice job the first couple times they had the football, running the football effectively. But West Virginia is going to pound you, and it's only a matter of time until they just wear you down.
No question. 4th first down for the Mountaineers. Williams the deep back, 2 tight end set. Bednarik got a lot of time, got a wobbler down there. Yeah, it is. It's picked off. And he did lateral it. And here comes East Carolina. Parker looking for a block. He gets it. Parker down the sideline, and Bednarik takes him out of bounds. What a big play for East Carolina. The initial interception by Erodi Jean, the junior out of Fort Pierce, Florida. And as he was going down, it's like the Bears used to do that to Buddy Ryan. Hey, when did that lateral it? And that's what he did to Zach Baker.
Great job of being alert by Zach Baker. Jean with the interception, and that gives instant energy on that sideline. But Bednarik sees the man coverage. He goes to his deep route on the Mountaineer sideline, but just underthrows the football. Great adjustment to the football and great alertness by Zach Baker to pick up the ball on the pitch. He goes cross country for this East Carolina defense, and then if you're going to throw the interception, you might as well make the tackle, and that's what Bednarik does.
Miles was the intended receiver, and Chris Moore threw a terrific block, cutting back and getting something out of nothing. It looked like he was totally swamped. Brandon Fractious, 5'9", 187, a junior from Rancho Cucamonga, California. And the tackle was made down there by Andre Wright. Nice gain there. That's a tough 2 yards he picked up.
Well, Skip Holtz told us last night this team's going to fight. I don't know if we're as talented, but we will fight, and we will do what we can to stay in the game early.
Really be something if they could convert this opportunity. Under 6:50 to play here in the first quarter. Pinckney. And John, that point you made last time about the clock in your head as a quarterback, you better start using it, because he wound up having 3 guys led by Boone McLeod being right there to stop him for no gain. And
Coach Holtz on the sideline saying, hey, that's okay, James. You didn't make a bad play worse. You know, you came back, you looked right, didn't like it. You looked left, didn't like it. Okay, tuck it and run, get what you can, but don't turn the football over, and he hasn't done it all year long.
Here's what East Carolina has done to this point. Ought for 2. 2 receivers, top of your screen, 2 at the bottom. They rushed 4. He didn't see the blitz coming, and then he got hit from the backside. Lorello was coming from the front, and then it was Johnny Dingle closing it off. Johnny's a sophomore out of Miami with the Booker T. Washington High School.
Mike Lorello's an excellent blitzer. Jeff Castillo loves to put him on the edge and bring him from the outside because he's got great speed and a knack to get to the quarterback. That time, he comes in untouched, and as you said, Johnny Dingle finishes the quarterback pick-me-off.
So Ryan Doherty, his first appearance, two-time All-Conference USA performer. Last year averaged 41.8, this year at 40. Anthony Mims returned a couple of punts so far this season for an average of just under 8 yards a pop. Ryan Doherty's a junior out of Orlando. Try to get it down the middle. They might get a good bounce, and they can down it inside the 5 as it rolls to the 2 to the 1. Well done. Ryan Doherty with an outstanding punt. Got it inside the 2 at the 1 yard line, a 39-yard punt. Field position, a win for East Carolina, even though they didn't convert on the turnover. West Virginia by a touchdown. So you wanted to play some football, you're inside the helmet here at Mountaineer Field. 7-0 West Virginia over East Carolina. And here's this week's Suzuki walk-on way of life, and we give it to the big guy, Owen Schmidt. Wisconsin River Falls, he transferred out of there, and last year playing on the scout team, Richie Rodriguez said he was killing our #1 defense.
Yeah, and Richie Rodriguez has a soft spot for those walk-ons because he was in that position once before.
Mountaineers take over after the Doherty punt pins him inside the 1. Good tackle. Good tackle on Williams. That was Pierre Parker. Parker, the free safety, came up and stuck his nose in there. Nice play. Maybe a gain of a yard.
That is the perfect example of how to stop the run. Pierre Parker comes up with about 5 yards head of steam and just drills the running back. Just a great job on Pernell Williams. Nowhere to run the football.
No gain on that play. Miles will be at the top of your screen. Bednarik to Schmidt, and he tripped over the leg of one of his offensive linemen, Jeremy Sheffy, the right guard. Pretty good stalemate in there with Fred Hicks and Shawntae Hunt.
Good job by East Carolina up front, just trying to establish the line of scrimmage and win the battle at the line of scrimmage. No lanes to run the football, and I'd be very surprised if West Virginia doesn't try to attack him through the air here on 3rd down.
They run the blitz. Bednarik, it opens up, and then he's taken down. Another fine play by Fred Hicks. Ball is fumbled down there, and East Carolina may have made a break for itself. It is East Carolina football. East Carolina, and Bednarik looked like he is hurt. He's down on his back at the 5 yard line. But that has quieted the Mountaineer Maniacs for a moment. As Adam Bednarik on his back.
They spread you out, West Virginia does, on 3rd down and try to run the quarterback draw, and there's no running room up the middle. Terrific job filling the gap. Looked like 95. Fred Hicks comes in, fighting off the offensive lineman for West Virginia is a tough enough job, then finds the quarterback and jars the ball loose. East Carolina gets the ball. Great job of getting off the block of 72 John Bradshaw, and then the ball is loose. It's on the ground. Terrific call by the officials that time, and East Carolina has the presence to get on the football, and it looks like they're going to have it around the 5 yard line, and Fred Hicks, that's all 290 pounds of excitement.
Looks like they're working on the knee of Mr. Bednarik. He did have a lot of humanity on him, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. You know, Adam came into this game with a sprained neck, hurt it against Maryland, and Pat White was called in to play the bulk of that game. So it looks like he'll have to go to the quarterback. It's really 1 and 1A because both these guys get equal playing time. I think Adams had 20 series on the on the
20
season.
for him and 17 for
Pat's
Pat.
had 17. So may have been just the lower part of his body because he had bodies all on him, and Fred Hicks tackled him around the waist and maybe got to that knee.
Watch 95. He's
in your screen right here.
Right there, bingo,
you can see
bango, right
he
here.
He starts at the waist and goes down, and that's exactly where it happens.
Yeah, on the assist, Brandon Setzer. There's the ball coming loose.
Yeah, Bednarik, his legs were going one way and his upper body was going the other way, and you almost want to spit the bit on that when the ball comes loose because of the pain down below.
That is not the game of Twister.
Oh, yeah, that's it right there. Wow.
Yeah, that's not good. And it looked like, I think it was Zach Baker that recovered it. Or was it Pierre Parker recovered it? So Bednarik limping off, so that means Pat White, redshirt freshman from Daphne, Alabama.
Yeah, there's a really good chance that Pat's going to have to go the distance, Pat White, because that looked very severe.
And the third quarterback is J.R. House, the former baseball player. Came up a catcher in the Pirate system and then came back to school. It's like Chris Winke. He's about 26 years old. Bednarik is having a nice season, too. Number 2 rusher on the ball club behind Pat White. Pat White getting ready. And how about East Carolina? You talk about an opportunity. They come in 3 touchdown underdogs. They forced a turnover. And now the Pirates can even things up here at Mountaineer Field. Johnson is the deep back in the eye. Mountaineers show blitz. There was some movement there. They got it to Johnson, left side. Nothing doing there. Boo McLee was there along with Keelan Dykes. He was the one that started it. He's out of Youngstown, Ohio, your old neighborhood, John.
Yeah, he's the stomping grounds out of Cheney High School. They produced some terrific players out of Cheney, and you're looking at a young kid. Only a sophomore is Dykes, and he's probably the most talented of the bunch of that defensive line. Dave, for East Carolina to get in the end zone, they're going to have to let James Pinkney get outside and get out of the way of that, pressure inside the tackle box.
Well, they're dead between the hashes here on the second down play. They go to Johnson, try to outman him. Good move. Great job. Pushing forward is Chris Johnson. Dean McCann, number 15, makes the stop for West Virginia.
I'm impressed with Chris Johnson, the way he runs the football. Sticks it inside, and then he's got the speed and the athleticism to win on the edge, and that's what he did. He finished the run against Dean McCann, lowered the shoulder, gets inside the 5. They have to cash in. You're going to get a chance for 3, but they have to get a touchdown here because it's very important to capitalize, get this crowd out of the football game.
Absolutely. 7-0 West Virginia. Mountaineers converted a fumble. Bednarik to Reynaud for a touchdown, 7-0. But here, after fumble by Bednarik, 3rd down and goal from the 3 for East Carolina.
Watch the quarterback draw on this set, Dave.
Out of the spread. Pinkney looking, gonna keep it alive, and that quarterback clock, it's broken today because he didn't get rid of it. He's sacked back at the 9-yard line by Mark Magro. Second time Magro's impacted on this East Carolina ball club.
Well, let's credit that secondary for West Virginia. They did an excellent job. Nowhere to throw the football. And James Pinkney's looking left first. Then he goes back to his right, feels a little bit of pressure and does the smart thing, escapes the pressure and tucks the football away. But Mangro right on the spot, doing an excellent job at that linebacker position.
16-yard line, 26-yard attempt for Robert Lee, junior from Longview, Texas. Hit a 51-yarder last week. Here's the kick. And he's got it. So on the season, a perfect 4 for 4 for Robert Lee. And East Carolina gets a 3 spot out of that turnover by the West Virginia Mountaineers. So a 26-yard field goal by Lee, the junior from Longview, Texas. Great junior college player at Trinity Valley Community College. 4 plays. They lost 3 yards on that drive. And they get officially a 25-yard field goal.
Yeah, and that's, you talked with Skip Holtz, and we chatted with him last night. The weakest part of his offense, I think, is that offensive line because they haven't been able to get any consistency. They've had to switch guys from guard to tackle and left guard to right guard just to try to find big people to match West Virginia's strength in big people, and they haven't been able to get any continuity running the football consistently throughout the year. They've started well today, but when they needed it the most inside the 5-yard line, they couldn't get it done.
As we've heard from so many coaches, the rebuilding process is really something. And Pat White going to get his first snap in a couple of moments here. Hope he had a chance to warm up because he was eventually going to get in.
Yes.
Probably not for maybe one more series, but now with the injury to Bednarik,
he may go the distance.
Yeah, he's looking. Do you have your legs today? -3 yards on that drive, but Skip Holtz's Pirates of East Carolina get 3 on the board. It's going to be Ryan Doherty to kick off. Antonio Lewis is back there. High, short kick. One of the up guys, fair catch signaled and made 26-yard line. So a fair catch. Charles Pugh makes that fair catch.
That's a good job. That's well coached on special teams, because we were talking about East Carolina at the beginning of the game, Dave, you and I off air, saying what could they possibly do to get in this? Maybe it's a flea flicker, maybe it's a onside kick, well, a pooch kick as well. Try something different to catch West Virginia off guard. Well, West Virginia special teams that time, they do the smart thing, get the fair catch.
One play can make a difference. 2:14 to go here in the first quarter. Mountaineers lead at 7-3. Pat White, his first appearance, redshirt freshman from Daphne, Alabama, 57% passer. And they run across the 30 on the far side. Owen Schmidt gets a chance. Here's Bednarik getting his knee iced down. So he's in some pain. Chris Moore made the tackle for East Carolina.
He's had to endure a lot. He had shoulder surgery on a rotator cuff in December, missed all the bowl practice, missed spring practice, comes back strong and healthy, and now he's on the shelf again.
This 2-quarterback system's been very successful thus far. This after 3 years of outstanding quarterback, Rasheed Marshall. Williams with room up the middle. I tell you, Skip Holtz said that his club, was physical to a point. But I tell you what, there was a big lick laid on there by Chris Moore, one of the captains for East Carolina, number 40.
Well, Skip can't make his team any bigger or stronger, but he can make sure they get on the right spot on the field. And that's what this defense is doing so far. They're getting to the right spot with aggression.
Left knee sprain for Mr. Bednarik, doubtful. They have next to his name as to his return. 3rd down and 4, White a lefty. And he gets it out to Colson. First touch out of bounds after picking up the first down at the 48-yard line. First down Mountaineers. Run out of bounds by Zach Baker. Penalty flag on the play coming in late. You tell he's a gamer. He's still got his chin strapped on.
He's ready. Coach, put me in. I'm all right.
I can go if you absolutely, positively need me.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 40 on the defense, hitting a player in the head, 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Not a smart play by Chris Moore. Those are drive killers for a defense.
Yeah, you've got a senior linebacker making a bad play, but a guy making a good play is the quarterback, Pat White. Did an excellent job of sticking it to the outside, and then a good run after a catch by Jason Colson.
Chris was way upfield after that 14-yard completion. Here's White. And nice defensive play in there for East Carolina. Pierre Bell, who came in, he's the backup for Chris Moore. He gets his first opportunity.
Was that great recognition or what, Dave? Pierre Bell.
I mean, your first play, your first snap, and you read it and make the play after the starters scolded on the sideline.
And he may stew there for a while because that was an excellent play by Bell.
Loss of 2 back to the 39. 7-3 West Virginia as we wind it down here in the first quarter. Inside handoff, Gwaltney, and that play blown up in there. That was a good job. Dontre Brown, number 99, a junior from Fayetteville, North Carolina, 6'1", 309. He's number 99. Boy, that's a good play.
Terrific job. They're winning the battle there at the line of scrimmage on second down.
Mark Robinson in there as well. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. So West Virginia coming in as a heavy favorite now realizes it's in a little bit of a battle here against East Carolina. A lot of pageantry, a lot of passion and emotion, and the Mountaineers lead by 4. A river runs through it. 10-point toss-up to John Kinjemi. That river would be
Monongahela.
I hope you're right.
I hope so too, because
the cards and emails will be
out.
Here's what West Virginia does: the predominance of the run game. The numbers bearing it out right here. Start of the second quarter. Keep those updated as we go along. Third down and long. Pat White and the Mountaineers changing ends. Screen. Colson's got it with blocking. Effective blocking. Good running to the 30-yard line. Be about 3 yards shy of a first down, but a pretty good game there.
Dave, I'm impressed with Pat White coming out, running the offense. It doesn't really look like there's someone else at quarterback, just taking it and going down the field and sticking the football outside, stretching the defense. And watch these offensive linemen get out in front of this quick screen to the right side, and then high leg kick by Jason Colson, the junior, out of Rochester, New York.
Good start for White, 2 for 2 for 24 yards. And how about this? Pat McAfee going to give it a rip here. He's hit from 60 yards. This is going to be 47 yards on the attempt. He's got the strong leg. Oh, did he hammer that one? But he missed it. Pushed it a little bit to the right. But he does have the strong leg. Rich Rodriguez said he's the kind of kid, he can hit from 60. He doesn't work a lot on it, but he can hit from 60. But when it makes him crazy and he'll tin cup, it'll stay out there until he finally nails one.
Yeah, and he's not the type of kid that'll say, hey, I want to kick the 60s. He'll go and work on his craft, and that's what Coach Rodriguez loves about McAfee. Also talking about him, he said that he's that beach type of guy, but he's not sure he's ever seen the ocean.
Yeah.
He's that surfer. There you go.
Real open personality.
East Carolina takes first and 10, ball at
30. First and 10 from the 30. New quarterback for East Carolina. And there's a fine tackle on Chris Johnson. It's Mark Magro who is really impacting here, filling in for Jay Henry out with a knee sprain. The top tackler, Jay Henry, but Magro's doing a great job. He's a hometown guy from right here at University High School in Morgantown.
He's got a nose for the football. He's just a strong physical guy, one of those weight room warriors. You know, take a look at him. He's a big guy, put together very well, and plays physically.
So Court Schenkweiler getting a chance here at quarterback. He also doubles as a fullback as well. Greenville, North Carolina. Johnson caught from the backside. That's really key against a runner like Chris Johnson. Kevin McLeod, who came in and was tracking the play from the backside. As soon as the cutback came, he was right there.
That's a great job of winning the battle at the line of scrimmage, because West Virginia had everything stopped to the right side. That's where they wanted to run the football. You want to run the football here from tackle to tackle, right side. But there's a wall of West Virginia blue shirts that do an excellent job. There's nowhere to run the football right, so you have to cut back, and you cut right back into an arm of the right side of the West Virginia defense. Great job of winning at the point of attack by West Virginia.
So James Pinckney getting a blow right now. Don't know the reason, and now Schenkweiler burns a timeout. And that's the first taken of the day. It'll leave East Carolina with 2. Take a break. 12:47 to go. Early on here in the second quarter, Mountaineers have a 4-point lead at home against Skip Holtz's East Carolina Pirates. Here's an advanced look at the upcoming schedules for East Carolina and West Virginia, brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. East Carolina gets into Conference USA play next week. And how about West Virginia?
Yeah,
last time for a while that they'll play Virginia Tech. And you want to talk about bitter rivalry? Oh. 3rd down and 7. The lefty trying to set up the screen, and that gets blown up. He never had a chance. I mean, he got it to Johnson, but there was not a lot doing there. Johnny Dingle was all over the play, number 92. Great
recognition by West Virginia defensively. Normally, when you're a quarterback, you want to draw people to you. Well, Schenkweiler couldn't bring anybody back in the offensive backfield. Everybody was staying along the line of scrimmage. You throw a screen, you want pressure as a quarterback, but nobody pressures the quarterback there. Everybody stayed along the line of scrimmage saying screen, screen. Everybody communicating very well defensively against that screen called by Skip Holtz.
First completion of the day. Bad part was only a 2-yarder. Ryan Doherty averaging 37 yards on his previous 2 punts. This one taken at the 24. 30, 35, 40, got room. Fans on their feet, one man to beat. Good night. This will be a touchdown for West Virginia. Beautifully done by Antonio Lewis. He got a couple of blocks. The last man standing was knocked down, and he takes it to the house, 76 yards. Boy, Doherty got off a 41-yard punt, John, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, special teams doing an excellent job getting a hat on a hat, and then it's just pure speed to the outside. One man to beat, only the kicker. Antonio Lewis goes in for 6 for the Mountaineers. He started the game 38-yard return against Wofford 2 weeks ago, and now he gets in for 6.
Here's McAfee for the point after. And penalty flag on the play. The kick was good. Strong performance by the special teams of the Mountaineers. A 76-yarder. Previous long on the season punt returns, 18 yards. That was by Vaughn Rivers.
Offsides, number 92 on the defense. That is decline. The point is good.
So that point will stand 14-0 after the 76-yard punt return by Antonio Lewis, and the Mountaineers get a little separation from East Carolina. Well, Skip Holtz just saw his punt cover team torched for 76 yards. Put another score on the board for the West Virginia Mountaineers. And a big question mark now is who's going to be the quarterback? James Pinckney, the starter, or Court Shakeweiler? Will he get another shot here coming up?
I think James Pinckney is going to come back into the football game. And as we see the quarterback on the other sideline walking a little bit better, Adam Bednarik, he was hurt early in the first quarter. That left knee taken down very awkwardly.
Here's the knuckleball kick. Uh-oh, this is a free ball. It hit off one of the up guys, and it's recovered. Recovered by East Carolina. It hit off of one of the wedge guys, and it hit up Philip Henry, recovered it. Last time West Virginia had a punt return for a touchdown was against East Carolina. Adam Pac-Man Jones, September 4 of a year ago. And here it is right here, the recovery. And no surprise that James Pinckney comes in. The only pass completed today is by Shakeweiler. And that was the first pass completed this afternoon. Got some work to do now for the Pirates. High snap. And they give it to Fractious. And he picks up a yard, and that's it. Fractious out of Chaffey College, Rancho Cucamonga, California.
It seems like East Carolina needed, when they were knocking on the door when they got that turnover, Dave, they needed 6 points because all the steam was really out of their confidence right now. You see the linemen had some confidence. They were moving the ball on first and second down. Now this West Virginia defense is slowly starting to take over the game.
This is where they can start to size and bulk can start to take over, and that's just a mismatch. That had no chance. Nochel finished it off, but it was Ernest Hunter and Magro that started it by plugging up the hole. There was no room to go.
Very tough to stop and start against this West Virginia defense because they are so fast and so quick to the football. They do a great job of pursuing and finding the football.
Morty Ivy's in, the extra linebacker. Look at those numbers right there as you look at Eric Wicks. 3rd down and 8. Pinckney in trouble. Gets rid of it, completes it. That's good for a first down. And he completes it the first time we've seen Andre Allison get a touch, John. Here it is, 10:24 to go here in the second quarter, and we finally see Andre Allison, their leading receiver. Glad you could join us for the Big East Football Conference Game of the Week. Glad to be back in Morgantown, West Virginia after being away for the last couple of years. We'd seen the Mountaineers on the road the last 2 years. Dave Sims, John Kinjemi with you in our Big East crew. A couple of turnovers have loomed large in this game. West Virginia converted the first one into a touchdown and then a punt return by the Mountaineers. 14-3 the score right now with 10-10 to go. Second quarter, Pinckney outside and fighting through and staying on his feet. Everybody is oohing-eyeing on the hit, but Andre Allison kept the play alive and got a couple of more yards out of it. D. McCann with the first lick. McClee cleans him up.
Great job of going back to your playmaker. We talked about Andre Allison in the open, saying he's the big play threat. Well, he does a good job of keeping his balance. But then he fights off D. McCann's, and he fights off another would-be tackler. Great job of almost getting the first down out of a play that should have picked up maybe 2 or 3 yards.
Andre Allison, yes, indeed. He's among the best in the nation. Yards per game, number 3. East Carolina and Mountaineer territory, and then there had been some offensive line movement here. A situation like this.
Snap. Number 70 on the offense, false start, 5 yards, remains second down.
Chris Sellers, the senior from Newport News, Virginia move. It's all about poise now. You're a heavy underdog, you're on the road, you're down 11. Those kind of plays are, just take the momentum and just squeezes it right out of you after getting a couple of big pass plays.
Yeah, it's a work in progress for East Carolina offensively. They're going to have to do something to get something a little easier, and the way they do that is maybe a pump and go to the outside to Andre Allison. You have to get the ball in the guys, the playmakers, and he's one of them.
Second down and 6. East Carolina at its own 47. High snap. Reverse screen back the other way. Oh, what a block. Did you see that? 79 got a shot at D. McCann. Oh, man, Guy Wimper. He pulled on that and just lit up D. McCann.
That's unfair. Guy Wimper comes out. He's 6'6", 302 yards. Good job by James Pinckney getting the flow left and then coming back to the playmaker. There's the would-be pancake, but D. McCann's would not go down.
A lot of credit to D. McCann for staying on his feet. What a shot. Look at this. It's a free one, too.
Here comes the train on the outside. Guy Wimper puts the wallop on D. McCann on the outside.
Allison's got 3 catches for 25 yards, all in the last few minutes here. Big third down play. Johnson driving. I don't think he got it. Let's see what. Yes, he did get it. There's the spot. It was a good spot. Johnson going to have the first down for East Carolina. Ernest Hunter makes the stop with Mark Magro. That's the difference in a game these days when you get big people that can run like Guy Wimper.
And there's a difference in the game right here when there's a time you have to just stick your head down and get what you can. It's 3rd and 1. Chris Johnson knew that and did a great job, and Guy Wimper does an excellent job on the outside. Dave, there's always a time in the game where you got to take a shot. I think this is the time you take the shot.
I agree with you. 9:35 to go. And they run it up the middle. And there was Chris Sellers was beaten. Kevin McClee got in and beat the guard he was trying to pull. And it put an end to that play.
I just like the matchup on the outside with Andre Allison going against D. McCann to the short side of the field. If you can just get him in a man-to-man situation or something close to that where you can get a jump ball to the outside, and Skip Holtz would love to get it to his playmaker on the outside. Let Pinckney get back and fire one down the field.
Chris Johnson so far, 13 carries, 45 yards. That's a 3.5 per attempt. 2nd and long. Pinckney pumps. Now lets it go down the sideline into double coverage. Broken up by Jamal Adai. Tried to get it in there to Allison. Jamal Adai, the senior from Valrico, Florida, broke it up. Coming in, he was coming over from his free safety spot.
Great discipline by D. McCann, the corner. We saw Guy Wimper lay a block on him, but right here he shows great discipline to the outside, the out, and then the up. Lorello's got him low, but D. McCann plays right field on the play, goes right up, and then he gets help by Jamal Adai. A big push on Andre Allison on D. McCann, trying to fight for the football. Wasn't called. Should have been offensive pass interference, but credit D. McCann. Terrific play.
East Carolina's had the ball twice as much than West Virginia, but the Mountaineers lead at 14-3, and there's a jailbreak there. Looks like it's going to go against East Carolina. Chris Sellers moved
Prior
again.
to the snap, false start, number 70 offense, 5 yards, down.
So Chris Sellers having a tough go here.
Now, I'm not sure. Mike Lorello trying to time up his blitz from the outside. I'm not sure if he the offensive lineman moved first. That's exactly right, Chris Sellers.
If he holds in,
yeah, he's got an easy
Mike's
5 yards the other way. I like the way Chris Sellers was thinking, though, Dave. If he lets Mike Lorello go through, your quarterback's on his back.
There's your time of possession, but it's all about scoring when you have it. And West Virginia's done that. Ops shovel pass with a little room. Staying on his feet. These East Carolina ball carriers are doing a real nice job. They're taking some big licks. And Robert Tillman gets that pass. Morty Ivy brought him down.
Terrific job of keeping the legs going. And all these East Carolina offensive running backs have been doing a great job of, after the initial hit, getting another 2 or 3 yards. And a nice play set up by the quarterback. Pickney brought everybody to him. And then Robert Tillman, another one of those guys. Coach Holt says we got to get it to Allison or Robert Tillman and get Chris Johnson involved. Those are the 3 playmakers.
Here's Doherty with the punt. Last one turned into a 76-yarder. Boy, this one right up the silo. Can he get somebody down there? And he kicked it into the end zone. Great hang time, 4.9 seconds hang time on a punt that went 42 yards. We'll take a break, 7:56 to go here in the first half, and West Virginia leading at home by 11. That's right, we're a couple of days into fall here in Morgantown, West Virginia. Family weekend, full house here at Mountaineer Field in Morgantown, West Virginia. And time now for a look at our Hyundai Cool Facts. And look what happened last time these folks got together about 55 weeks ago. Wasn't pretty for the Pirates. Some serious yardage, almost 5 Bills on the ground. They run a reverse, and it's well set up. Coming out of near side, Pat White throws a nice block. Darius Raynaud, who caught the touchdown pass, the first score of the game. Big gain there of 20 yards. Travis Williams makes the stop.
Nice play call on first down by Rich Rodriguez. Gets the flow all going to the left side, and then he gives it back to Raynaud, who has some speed on the outside, and you like to see the quarterback out in front making that effort to get the block.
Yeah, but John Kinjemi's later. Is John Kinjemi leading that play if it's called like that or what?
I don't know if I'm that fast to get out in front of that one. Oh, pick and choose your spot.
That's exactly right. There's your rush totals. West Virginia doubling up here. Ron Purnell Williams up the middle. He's out of Jefferson High School.
Let's give credit to East Carolina up front, the defensive front. I had the feeling this was going to be one of those sluggo games where you're just going to line up and just try to run the football between the tackles, but this defense is playing well.
Second down and a long 9. Williams 8 carries, 32 yards. Straight quarterback draw. Oh, Pat White got stuck by Chris Moore. Real instinctive player. He's on the Butkus watch list, and that certainly is a good indication as to why.
Well, this is what happens when you get out of the Skip Holtz doghouse. You make a bad play a couple series ago, and then Chris Moore says, none of that. I'm done with that. Get me out of the penalty box. Put me back into the game. And it's a big collision. No gain on the play. 3rd and 10 for the Mountaineers.
Mountaineers 2 of 4 on third down conversions. Lead by 11, 6:23 to go. White got a nice pocket, hangs, fires, and got it. First down and more. East Carolina territory. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 38-yard line. And that's a catch by Brandon Miles, who's averaging 17 yards a catch. He goes for 22 on this one.
Well, that's the West Virginia deep threat. Brandon Miles does an excellent job, and a terrific throw by Pat White on a corner route. Normally, Dave, you'd like to throw that up in the air, but there's a time and place where you have to stick that on a line. Pat White made a great decision sticking that throw.
From the East Carolina 38-yard line. A sweep. Nice run by Gwaltney. He's a strong man, particularly in the lower body. He was a 5-star recruit out of North Babylon, New York. Richard Coots makes the stop for East Carolina.
Well, this is that big tandem in the backfield. We talked about that West Virginia double wide. This backfield is huge right now with Gwaltney and Owen Schmidt in the same backfield.
Offset to the left. Gwaltney 3 carries, 6 yards. Fake it to him. And throwing underneath. Boy, he had a man open, but not a good throw by White. And he tried to throw it to Josh Bailey, who's looking for his first catch of the season. He's a senior. Josh is out of Gilbert, West Virginia.
Well, Pat's made some good decisions today, but this one wasn't. He has his fullback wide open in the flat, and he also has a wide receiver on a corner route, but he picked the worst guy to throw the football to because the most traffic's in the middle of the football field, and he's double covered, one on the outside and one on the inside, and he makes a bad ball to boot, so he'd like to have that one back.
White's 3 of 4, 46 yards since coming in relief of Adam Bednarik, who strained his left knee. Throwback screen. Into the den he goes and picks up the first down. Brandon Miles. Backside throw there. Erodi Jean makes the stop for East Carolina. First down Mountaineers. They moved the chains with 5:30 to go here in the second quarter. Miles 2 catches for 30 yards.
Great individual effort by Brandon Miles because East Carolina had this play stopped. Brandon Miles does an excellent job of going underneath. He had a retreat to get the first down in the initial move. He makes to the inside. Pat White today 4 of 5 for 54 yards.
Schmidt and Gwaltney stay on here in this series. Gwaltney gets the carry. Powers across the 20. Look at that power just dragging people down to the 17-yard line. Brought down by Josh Chilson, senior from Seffner, Florida, number 43.
Well, that's a perfect example of the strength shown in the backfield. Gets an excellent block out in front by Owen Schmidt. And there's the strength, just runs through tackles and drags people for 3 and 4 yards, does the freshman.
Gwaltney 4 carries, 14 yards. That's what he's done coming into the season. That's what he's done through that carry. 4:43 and counting here in the second. Colson gets the carry. And Colson skips across the 15 to about the 12. So another sizable gain there. Josh Chilson with the tackle. And this is what we expected coming into this game. Bang, bang, and bang until you get in the end zone.
Well, this four-headed running back, it's almost like facing Roger Clements. I'll throw you the heat. I've got a good deuce. I've got the splitter. I mean, you've got a change-up. You've got it all because all these guys have different talents, but they mesh well together.
10 WVU first downs, 5 for East Carolina. Clock at 4:18. White on a keeper. Well, he ran into a defender, and a defender had to grab on, and White moved the pile forward. Not a bad job by the quarterback. Deshaun Steffens makes the stop.
Yeah, you have to worry about all the running backs that West Virginia bring out, but then Bednarik and Pat White, they're number 1 and number 2 in rushing and leading the team, and White's led the team with going into the game 189 yards on the ground.
And a lot of touches. Wouldn't be surprised to see Mr. Schmidt get a little play here. Second down, 7. Just outside the 10. White got all day. Man, touchdown! Brandon Miles. 20-3 West Virginia.
Impressive drive by West Virginia, and Pat White does an excellent job on the play fake, gets his feet set, and just sticks the football down the middle. Wide open is Brandon Miles. You can't catch him. Pierre Parker trailing the entire way. White just throws a strike.
Well done to Brandon Miles, their number 1 receiver. And he missed the extra point. Can you believe that? The first missed PAT of the season for Pat McAfee, as Brandon Miles catches his first TD pass of the season. And for Pat White, that's his first TD toss.
Terrific job by Brandon Miles because he just uses his speed to get to the inside. Nobody covers him on the skinny post, and he runs right by Erod Jean, the cornerback, and then Parker cannot catch him from behind. All he's going to do is split the middle here and get to the inside. All you have to do is get there. There's no free safety in the middle. Wide open throwing lane for Pat White to get the football to the back of the end zone.
Oh, they caused some massive confusion on that. This corner thought he had somebody high and didn't, and both guys bit at the same time.
That's the one when the defensive backs make eye contact as the blue jersey's going by him. They go, I thought you had him.
Yeah. Not a good feeling. Mr. Miles out of Goochland, Virginia, fastest deep threat on the ball club. Good jumper as well.
Boy, great drive. 11 plays, 80 yards, eating up some clock as well.
Travis Williams. And number 5, Chris Johnson.
Took him just 4 minutes and 21 seconds to get another 6 on the board, and uncharacteristically, McAfee missed the point after. McAfee hooks one, and that is out of bounds. Boy, that's a bad couple of kicks there for Mr. McAfee. Misses a PAT and then hooks one out of bounds, so that'll get the ball out in really good field position for East Carolina.
We have a kick out of bounds, untouched by the kicking team.
They'll get things started at the 35-yard line.
Kickoff out of bounds, untouched by the kicking. Will be placed the 35-yard line, first down.
Hey folks, ESPN Game Plan. It offers max college football. You gotta love it. Up to 15 games per week. Catch every minute of the best matchups on TV or online. This week's games include SC Oregon, Iowa, Ohio State. For more information, go to ESPN.com, keyword Game Plan. Terrific contest, and does SC get a real test at Oregon tonight? Gets a whole bunch of Oregon players who are from Southern California that were probably passed over by the SC folks. A completion far side. They go to Allison. Mike Lorella runs him out of bounds. Jeff Castile right now, he can rest pretty easily for the moment. But he's got to expect a lot of balls in the air right now. Got to.
I would think before that unit went out, he's telling them, hey, this is the part in the game where we can put it to bed. If we can get the ball back for our offense and score before halftime, that's their goal right now. And on the other side, East Carolina comes out and throws it on first down successfully. I've liked the way James Pickney, after sitting out one series, coming back and responding quite well.
Well, they need him. Last matchup a year ago here, 42-9 West Virginia at the half. Over the middle, almost an interception. Off the hands of one of the wideouts. That was Kevin Roach, first time we've seen him this year. He has one catch on the season. Eric Wicks making the play for West Virginia.
Well, James Pickney had exactly what he wanted to. He just threw a bad ball behind him in low. That's a tough catch for Kevin Roach to stop right there, who's trying to settle in. And all he has to do is cradle for a first down. You got to put that one on your numbers.
3rd and short for East Carolina. Down 17. We've got to get a score on the board, and we speak of touchdown here in this possession. Blitz coming. Johnson turns the corners, got the first down. That'll stop the clock with 3:21 to go. And he'll be marked down at the 48 of East Carolina, Boo McLee. Boo McLee having an outstanding day. Ditto Mike Lorella.
Great block on the play by Robert Tillman. He's played wide receiver, kick returner, and now he's at running back, and he's right here. You're going to see him go out and just make a terrific block on the outside that enables Chris Johnson to get up and move the chains. Good effort that time by Robert Tillman.
Johnson 14 runs for 50 yards. 1st and 10, East Carolina. Blitz coming, penalty flag, got it out on the flat. And about a 9-yard pickup. West Virginia might have been off bounds. Let's try that again. Offsides as they get it to Allison.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dave. Looked like the top of the screen, top of the field, somebody in that neutral zone.
Give me your impressions of this West Virginia team. Project ahead as we start thinking about Big East play. We'll do that right after here.
Offside. Defense number 23. Penalty is declined. 2nd down.
Gil Gelbke, the referee today. This West Virginia ball club to this point, we've seen almost 30 minutes.
I like the aggressiveness of West Virginia as we take a look at that last play. Look like Mike Lorello on the top side of the screen just gets into that neutral zone. He's offsides on the play, but I like the way they play, especially defensively. They're going to turn the football over for that offense.
1st and 10, East Carolina at zone 41. Johnson gets the carry, finds some nice running room to the 35, picks up 6. East Carolina, yeah, the score may not show it, but they've played a pretty good game.
They just didn't cash in when they had the opportunity. Yes, they did get 3, but they needed 6 points or 7 points on the board. Now they get something before halftime. It's a football game.
Good numbers there for Chris Johnson. 1st down for the Pirates. West Virginia rushes 4 on the delay. Give it to Johnson. Good stalemate on the outside. Good block by Allison. Locked up his DB out there and allowed Johnson to swing around. Stay with us at halftime. We will recap first half action. It includes a long punt return. Take a look at the plays of the week from our college football studio and stats and highlights from our first 30 minutes.
Andre Allison, Robert Tillman, James Pickney, and Chris Johnson. Those are the 4 guys on this offensive team for East Carolina that can get it done. They can play pretty much anywhere. There's Andre Allison on the outside and Robert Tillman and quarterback James Pickney. Those guys are the ones that have to win this game on offense.
2nd and 3, pretty good protection. Double clutch, gets it outside, got the 1st down, stops the clock. Inside the 25 to the 23-yard line, he got it to Johnson. Mike Lorello covering for West Virginia.
James Pickney did an excellent job of not forcing the football on that play. Has not thrown an interception to this date, and he did a good job of not pushing the football down the middle. You're going to watch him recoil a couple times. He's going to say, I don't know if I can fit it in there. And at the last minute, he goes to his outlet receiver, Chris Johnson, who's standing by himself on the sideline. Good decision by Pickney.
Pickney 7 for 11, 56 yards. He's got a 1st and 10, 23-yard line. A bubble screen. Johnson got a halfway decent block and a better tackle. And that tackle by Eric Wicks, junior out of Pittsburgh. Had a 31-yard interception return for a touchdown at Syracuse in the opener.
Well, you talk about West Virginia in the secondary. You usually talk about Jamal Adai and Mike Lorello, but the most athletic DB of the bunch just might be Eric Wicks. Does an excellent job of getting off the block and getting to the ball carrier.
2nd and 6. And they try to come back inside with a quick hitter. And Mike Lorello was blitzing on that play and brings down the ball carrier, Chris Johnson. 1:41 to go here in the first half. And a touchdown is critically important for East Carolina here.
Yeah, great drive. They got the ball with over 3 minutes to go, and he did an excellent job, and Skip Holtz and James Pickney of moving the football methodically down the field, making good decisions.
Check your local listings for Big East football next Saturday at noon Eastern time from ESPN Plus when senior quarterback Danny Embeck leads the Florida Atlantic Owls into Louisville. Take on the 9th-rated Cardinal team that attacks from all angles. The Big East preseason favorite will try to protect a perfect season and keep it going as Louisville hosts Florida Atlantic Saturday at noon Eastern time from ESPN Plus. Check your local listings for that matchup.
And how explosive is Louisville?
Wow. Very.
They can beat you in a lot of ways. East Carolina total plays. Johnson 3 receptions, 11 yards, 17 rushes for 66 yards, just under 4 yards a pop. They've got to figure out, they're in that offensive huddle, they've got to figure out how to get the football in the end zone. It's critical that they score 7 here. What would you do in this situation based on what you've seen, the capabilities and what they asked this quarterback to do? Well, what they've done a nice job is spreading people out on this drive. They've tried to run the football, but they always bounce it to the outside. You got to get the football to Andre Allison here. It's 3rd down and short. Allison and Tillman, I would work those two guys on the perimeter or up the hash. You look for Tillman. Allison he'll be at the bottom of the screen to Pinckney's left. He's guarded by D. McCann. 3rd down and 4. Blitz coming. Throw it behind in the hands of Allison. It would have been good for a 1st down at the 11-yard line. And they're going to send on the kick team. There's another opportunity for this offense and James Pickney to move the chains. Yes, it was a catchable ball, but you got to be able to come up with something here. You got to be able to make that catch. It's a tough catch to make. The ball's behind you, but in that situation, you're putting the brakes on anyway, and you're throttling down. The ball's behind you, but you're the best player on the field on your offense. You got to make that play.
25-yard field goal to his credit. Now Ryan Doherty will go from 34 yards, just inside the left hash. Kick's got plenty of distance, and he's on the board. So East Carolina's a penalty flag on the field. Thank goodness for Ryan Doherty. A couple of field goals here, but those were opportunities. Robert Lee, beg your pardon, it was Robert Lee.
Robert Lee's excited right now.
Number 7 on the receiving team, leaping. That's half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down.
Wow, there's a break. So with plenty of time, 1:32 to go, East Carolina has a timeout remaining. So now they have another chance to get 6.
And that's just a bad play, and they call it left side of the screen. We might be able to pick it up. Going on the back is right there. Number 7, Brandon Miles, going up on special teams, and you can't do that. That's a no-no on special teams, and that'll make you itch if you're Coach Rich Rodriguez and trying to get the attentions of the officials on the sideline.
Yeah, you can make an attempt by jumping up near, but you can't do it by propelling yourself off a teammate.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he got a good piece of his teammate and got up. That's what the official saw, and from Coach Rodriguez's standpoint, he didn't see the same thing.
Color this opportunity golden for East Carolina. 1:32 to go. First and goal at the 8. Pinkney's got time, throwing, intercepted, and a smart play to keep it right there. Mike Lorello. Mike Lorello with a big play for West Virginia. The senior from Powell, Ohio. A knack for big plays. That's all they talked about yesterday, and if you've seen West Virginia to this point, it's not a surprise that Lorello makes this play.
Lorello does an excellent job. Just plays center field, and actually James Pickney threw the football right to him. No one in the screen. He had to get that ball over Lorello into the back of the end zone. That looked like Andre Ellison wide open on the play.
That's today's All-State good hands play by Mike Lorello of West Virginia, and a bad throw by Pickney. And West Virginia's got 1:28 left on the clock and leading by 17. Pat White on a keeper. Does well to get about 3. Runs through one of his own men. Mike Lorello, talking to him during the Big East Media Day, would like to get a shot maybe at the next level at the NFL, but he's had a great academic career at West Virginia.
You know, he's one of those players that, you know, you take a look at him, you go, yeah, you know, he's not real big, he's not real fast, but you get to the football and you make plays, and number 23 is always making them. So there's a reason why, and it's just a good football player.
Yeah, good timing. So that timeout called by the Mountaineers. And Lorello, boy, he's played just about every DB spot for the Mountaineers.
They like him off the edge too, Dave. They love to blitz Mike Lorello because of his speed and his knack to get to the quarterback, and he's done an excellent job. He's shown that on 2 or 3 occasions this afternoon.
National Honor Society. Big-time soccer player in high school as well. 11-play drive, 2:07 for East Carolina, and they come away with nada. Emotionally, that just sucks the life out of it.
Yeah, you take 3 off the board, you get a golden opportunity to make this a football game before halftime. And when you go into halftime, you want to have some type of momentum. Well, that just, you know, takes the pin and puts it right into the balloon. It's just coming out, the air's coming out of the sidelines on East Carolina.
Remember in a situation a couple of years ago, I think the last time we were here late in the game, Rutgers playing here thinking West Virginia was going to sit on it, and West Virginia went up top. Let's see if they do something along those lines here. It's almost from the same spot in the field. Indeed they do, and he's open. Poorly thrown, it's intercepted. East Carolina gets a life again. The interception by Casey Ross, and he'll take it back to the 36-yard line. That's his first pick of the season. And still an opportunity for East Carolina.
We'll blow up the balloon again, Dave. I was wrong. East Carolina does an excellent job of playing center field. Pat White trying to stick that post in, and as you said, go for the jugular before halftime. Had plenty of time surveying the field downfield, just overthrows his receiver, and then playing center field in the back there. Did an excellent job is Casey Ross. First interception of the season, and then he does the wise things, gets down on the ground around the 36-yard line. That put some energy back into Skip Holtz.
Darius Renaud was the intended receiver, and he was seriously open. Not a good throw by Pat White. Blitz coming, and I tell you what, they have that O-line spooked. Anytime they show that kind of late movement.
What James Pickney needs to do is change up his rhythm and his snap count.
Offsides, number 90, defense, 5 yards, remains first down.
They got Warren Young, the junior from Ateville, Alabama.
Anytime you feel like the defense is trying to get a running start, what you want to do is just change your inflection of your voice or change the rhythm of your count just to give your offensive lineman the peace of mind to say, I'm in control of the cadence, not them.
Right. West Virginia's totally locked in on it. 3 penalties, both teams, 24 yards for West Virginia, 25 for East Carolina. Timeout remaining on the board for East Carolina. 1:05 on the clock. It's all about getting in the end zone here. He throws short and a nice catch at the 20. And what a surprise. Big play guy, Andre Allison. First down for East Carolina to the 14-yard line. Mike Lorello brings him down.
Andre Ellison's impressive. He's doing a good job of catching the football and then running after the catch. That's one of his best assets. Great runner after the catch. And he wants the football on the sidelines. Feed the big man, feed number 2. And if I'm the quarterback, that's exactly where I'm going right now.
Allison, a big play guy. Pinkney pumps, nothing there. Flush, throws. Oh, and he had Allison trying to shake free. He only has eyes for Allison. And boy, it's sort of a NASCAR connection, right? The Allison family, big in NASCAR. And this Andre Allison is from Kannapolis, North Carolina, where the late, great Dale Earnhardt hailed from.
I like his attitude. He wants the football. He wants to get into that spotlight and make a difference offensively. And he's only a junior, too, so he'll have some time to mature and even reach higher goals.
Just inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. 42 seconds to go. Screen and almost a pick. Can't ask for a better opportunity than that. That was Mark Magro, who has been all over the field in this first half, filling in for Jay Henry. And Magro, the hometown kid from right here in Morgantown. Watch this.
I'm not quite sure how you throw this football, but great pressure on the outside by Jeff Noshel, and it really shook up the quarterback, and James Pickney. He almost hit his offensive lineman in the head if that ball doesn't get deflected by Mark Magro.
See if they try to throw it in the end zone again. The last time they did it, threw it right to Lorello for the pick. Third down at the 14. Blitz coming. Pinkney hangs, fires, got a man underneath. Stays alive at the 5. Allison lost ground. He had the first down and gave it back up. Jamal Aday makes the stop. Jamal Aday on the tackle for West Virginia. Now decision for Skip Holtz with the clock running at 18 seconds.
Well,
he's right in front of. He's let a lot of clock.
Yeah, they're just going to kick the field goal.
Yeah.
They can't get a measurement.
And he had a timeout.
Yeah, I'm not so sure why he didn't take the timeout.
Yeah. Boy, this is unusual. Holy mackerel. I would have thought take the timeout to at least think about it down there.
Yeah, you're going to kick it anyway. So I guess they had already made their decision that they're going to kick it. It wasn't close enough to go for it on 4th down and using your timeout. So let's burn it all the way down. So this is the last play of the half.
One thing that Skip, if they could run that play again, would like Allison to turn it up one more step.
Yeah, all
he tried to hit a home run. He needed a bunt there after he made the catch.
All you had to do was fall forward. Sometimes you try to make a big play out of something. All you have to do is catch the ball and know where you are on the football field in the situation. 3rd down, you got to get past the 5-yard line.
And the clock's going to stop, and you had 20 seconds to go.
Yeah,
so you could have taken at least 2 shots for field.
You have 2 chances if he gets the 1st down there. Boy, Jeff Castile, that defensive coordinator for West Virginia, has to be happy with his defense. Does an excellent job of getting these kids in the right spot and motivating these kids. And that's the one thing in talking with him yesterday. You know, he has a real passion for what he does, but he says, hey, my job's easy because of the way the kids react.
Right, and the thing that Richie Rodriguez talked about too, Richie's in his 5th year. These are all his guys. The older players know the program. He doesn't have to do but so much policing here.
Yeah, and that's not the job that Skip Holtz is in right now in his first year.
22 yards straight on for Robert Lee. He's hit from 25. And this to get a 3 on the board. And it is a successful operation, and that ends the first half here at Morgantown. East Carolina comes in as a big underdog. That 20-6 looks like it might be a big blowaway. They've had opportunities that this could only be a 6-point game had they cashed in correctly. Well, Bednarik started the game and got it going with a pass to Renaud for the touchdown. Miles caught a touchdown from White. 20-6 as we go to halftime. 20-6 West Virginia over East Carolina, and a directional matchup. What do you look for here in the second half?
Well, I think West Virginia is going to want to get this football coming out to start the third quarter and take the football down the field and get points. Try to make it, you know, like the first 2 quarters were a blur. And you know, offensively, Bednarik may get back into the ball game, and on the other side, East Carolina just say, hey, let's keep doing what we're doing. Play tough in between the tackles on both sides of the ball. Make friends with the officials is number 2, and then number 3, try to get some points. You know, when they get down and get their opportunities, put it in the end zone.
Skip Holtz, a personable young man, ditto Rich Rodriguez. And Bednarik, you know, we saw him late in the half, you know, sort of limp off. Tell you what, he's all buttoned up and buckled up. Looks like he's ready to rock.
I'm surprised. That looked like a season-ending injury.
Yeah.
You know, you hate to say that or see that, but you know, he's a tough kid. Adam's a tough kid, and it's good to see him with his helmet back on.
Rivers and Lewis deep to get this kick from Ryan Doherty. Rivers is to the near side and going to bang that into the end zone. And how about this? Lewis thought about it, and then he only had about a half a foot to spare, though. So Antonio Lewis, who has a 76-yard punt return to his credit, and made it 14-3 about 4 minutes in to the second quarter. Downs it right there. So Pat White is going to get the call to start the second half.
Yeah, and Pat White's done a nice job of moving the offense. 5 of 7 for 64 yards, has his touchdown as he got to Brandon Miles on the outside on that post pattern. Both quarterbacks very athletic and can run the football. That's why they're number 1 and number 2 respectively rushing the football on this team.
Such a dimension for this offense too. Colson starting in the backfield. Gets the call. Fine defensive play. Guess who made it? Their middle linebacker, Chris Moore. Nice job there. He was the 6th leading tackler in Conference USA a year ago. Led this ball club with 99 tackles.
Well, Chris Moore is very instinctive, and you know, it's a challenge to play in this system because you have to fill into gaps, you have to fill into spots, and Chris Moore showing patience that time, and then shows you that burst to get to the ball carrier.
Loss in the play of about 2 yards. Second down at 12. White, deep ball. He's got a man there. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Zach Baker. Didn't see Baker lurking underneath.
Dave, this is a time where you need air on the football, and Rich Rodriguez just showed him that right there on the sidelines. You've got to take this football and throw it over the free safety, Zach Baker's head. This ball goes on too direct of a line. You got to throw it where he's going to be. It's almost like throwing it to center field. You want to hit the back judge with the football. And Coach Rodriguez told him the exact same thing. Get the football up, get some air on the football, and throw it over the DB, because the wide receiver has him beat if the ball can be put out another 10 or 15 yards in the air.
Second interception for White. 4th turnover by West Virginia. 3 picks and a fumble. And again, another door opener for East Carolina. They'll start in West Virginia territory at the 44-yard line. Blitz coming. They run away from it. They go with Johnson. And as he cuts it back, he runs into a A little meet and greet party. Gain of about 2. Jamel Adai makes the tackle in there, number 4 for West Virginia.
Good pursuit that time by the entire defense of West Virginia. It looked like Chris Johnson was going to make something happen, kicking it to the left side, but that pursuit and the speed of that Mountaineer defense, it'll catch up to you. And Jamal Adai, he's got some speed out of that secondary.
Good stretch job, too. Stretch that play out to make it so when the posse can come for the rescue, everything's in order. 2nd down and 8 for East Carolina, trying to capitalize on an interception. Pretty good time. Pinckney throws, man open over the middle. That's a tight end, Levesque. 1st down, East Carolina fumbled the ball. Are they going to say he was down or what? And they're going to say he was down. Jamal Adai was there. Sean Levesque out of League City, Texas, his first catch. He had 6 catches a year ago. Check that, his 2nd catch of the season.
Yeah, another junior college transfer. Good, solid throw and nice protection. That offensive line, great protection up front because great throwing lanes to sit in there nice and tall for James Pinckney, step into a throw, and Levesque gets walloped. But he was clearly had the football as he got down to the ground around the 26-yard line.
So East Carolina, big underdog coming in, but they have a chance to make this a real tight ball game here. And they give it to Tillman. Tillman, not the biggest guy out there at 5'11". List him at 5'11". That appears to be generous. Eric Wicks, number 41, makes the stop for West Virginia.
If I'm Skip Holtz in this offensive team right now, I've got to get the football to Andre Allison and try to get it to him in the end zone. You got to find a way to get the football to a guy who might be able to break a tackle and get it in the end zone.
Andre Allison had a good first half, 7 catches, 68 yards. The one he'd like back was that 7th catch where he had to fall forward for a 1st down. He tried to make it into a big play, set up a 4th down, and they had to kick the field goal and let time run out. 2nd down and 6. At the 22, 23-yard line. Shovel pass not there. Pinckney takes it outside. Pays a big price. Jamal Adai was there. Eric Wicks with help. You saw that they tried to work that shovel pass underneath, and Jamal getting up slowly. 203 career tackles coming into today's action. West Virginia's defense has done an outstanding job. 3rd down defense, no question. But Pinckney today, 5 carries for negative 16 yards.
Well, you may want to pick on Jamal Adai. He came up limping. He was at that free safety position.
Probably see a blitz here as well. You do. They run it with Tillman. Denied. Not going to get there. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Tillman might be fresher, but he's not been near as effective as Johnson running the ball. And Ernest Hunter plugs it up.
And Dave, he's light, 175 pounds. To get him through the tackles, you need a big crease. And there, Robert Tillman tries to move the pile, but West Virginia just too strong up front. Ernest Hunter, the guy in the middle, making the stop along with a couple friends.
Here's Robert Lee. 25 and 22 yarders to his credit. This from 35 straight on. Nice job by the holder. Tees it up for him and he bangs it through. Ryan Doherty, the holder. Good job on the snap from Michael Yarton. So they're getting points on the board. They convert the turnover into a 3. And early on here in the 3rd, East Carolina, big underdog very much in this game. Down only by a count of 20-9. Well, if you're a West Virginia fan, you know one thing. You could be down 21-20 had East Carolina done a better job at converting opportunities. And certainly looking ahead on the schedule, Virginia Tech next week, Louisville in a couple of weeks. Something you want to think about here. East Carolina's scoring drive, 332. Lee, 3 for 3 today. Went 9 points off of 4 turnovers. And Skip Holtz said his club would darn sure play hard.
Yeah, you have to give them credit. They're undersized, compared to West Virginia. I think they have more athleticism, West Virginia does, than East Carolina. But their playmakers have hung in there, and their offensive and defensive lines have really played pretty well this game. And that's really the weak spot, was that offensive line. They've done a nice job trying to create some running room for Chris Johnson. 20-9 West Virginia. Here's Doherty on the approach.
Pooches one high and short. Fair catch signal made at the 21-yard line. Made the fair catch, and I have to keep it right there. Let's take a look at the offensive summary of this game. And number 55, that's Bobby Hathaway with the fair catch. And how about West Virginia today? The turnovers are scary, 4 of them.
Yeah, too many interceptions at the wrong times, and they haven't done a good job of making an opportunity into a good one. Last time Pat White goes back, has man-to-man coverage. All he has to do is throw the football out where no one can get it and just let his receiver run under it. Makes a bad decision. And McNair's back in the football game, Dave.
So they have a missed 47-yard field goal and a missed PAT for West Virginia. And Adam Bednarik, we thought we wouldn't see him for a while. Here he is on a keeper. Thrown downfield, man open, caught, first down and more. Rumbling into East Carolina territory. Talk about a tough guy. It's Josh Bailey on the completion. Bednarik, we thought he was done, comes back in and completes a big play for the Mountaineers. Pat White ineffective on the long ball, so they bring Bednarik back in, and you know he's a grinder.
Yeah, this is a tough kid. I mean, look at him carry the half of the Syracuse defense in the opener, and then he makes the spin move against Maryland, cuts it back to the right side, and runs the football down for 10 or 15 yards. Does an excellent job of just managing the offense and making plays.
Bednarik to Gwaltney, nothing doing there. Gwaltney taken out by Brandon Setzer.
Jason Gwaltney, the ball carrier.
You know, Coach Rodriguez told us yesterday, Dave, about Adam. He said, sometimes I'd like to see him slide a little bit, but he doesn't have that mentality. On the day, 3 of 4 for 55 yards. Didn't play a whole lot because of that knee injury, but now he's back in there running this Rich Rodriguez offense, and he's doing a nice job of making plays when they come up. Just make the easy pass. He didn't have to throw it through him. Just let his tight end run underneath it. And Josh Bailey made the catch.
Bailey for 32 yards. That's his first catch of the season. Bednarik on a second and long, little bubble screen. Miles bringing it all the way back across the field. Can he turn the corner? No. Who made the play? Chris Moore. Chris out of Havelock, South Carolina.
We've been calling Chris Moore's name a couple times late in the second quarter, now early in the third quarter. Showing some speed from that middle linebacker position. He's a senior, so his nose is around the football. Bednarik trying to get everybody to go right and then throw that wide receiver hitch screen to the outside. Brandon Miles almost got it done, but this isn't one of the ones you'd like to draw up this way. You want to get up the field, not east and west, trying to get north and south, and he lost a couple there.
And had a lot of running to his right to show for 240 yards. Bednarik against a 4-man rush, flushed, stays alive, and sacked. So 3 successive plays, they went backwards. Marcus Hands, his second sack of the season, the sophomore from Wilmington, North Carolina, number 92.
Terrific job by East Carolina collapsing the pocket. We thought West Virginia might be able to have their way with this East Carolina defense. Bednarik sitting in the pocket, felt comfortable early, but then he decides to get out of there, and Hands ends up dropping Bednarik for the big sack, and a good defensive stand by East Carolina. That's their first sack of the afternoon.
Here's Phil Brady out of Fairfax, Virginia. A rolling kick, got a good bounce, and taken. Travis Williams made that a dangerous play, didn't he? Williams taken out of bounds at about the 14-yard line, brought down by Antonio Lewis. Take a timeout, 20-9. Skip Holtz's club on the short end right now, third quarter at Mountaineer Field.
This season, catch all of the premier regional college football matchups only from ESPN+. Check the local listings for each Saturday's game and time in your area. ESPN Plus is the best source to follow your hometown team.
The great Mountaineer himself here on the campus of West Virginia University. Mountaineers lead at 20-9. East Carolina has had 3 opportunities to get some touchdowns and come away with field goals. Pitt continues to underwhelm. But that loss at Ohio, that was really something.
That was bad.
Miami, a couple scores up on Colorado. Here's East Carolina starting at its own 15. Call it the 14. Johnson gets through a minimal hole there for short gain. Mike Lorello was there. Had help from Keelan Dykes, number 96 as well. It's a big front line that West Virginia has at 3 down linemen. Keelan Dykes about 295. Ditto for Ernest Hunter and Craig Wilson, 295.
Yeah, there's some hitting going on, and West Virginia not backing off, but East Carolina, surprisingly enough, trying to string these guys out. Mike Lorello, you see, taking on the block of the tight end, then gets back onto the ball carrier, Chris Johnson. Good effort by the senior.
2nd down and 7. Johnson, 19 carries, 71 yards. This will be his 20th carry, and he's got room. He's got the first down. Jamel Adai prevents further damage. First down, East Carolina. Nice run. Good surge at that point of attack on the right side, John, with Graham and Butler on the right side of the O-line.
I'm surprised that East Carolina has been able to get to the edge, Dave, and really turn it and go north-south. You know, Chris Johnson is probably the fastest running back that West Virginia has faced this year, and Adai comes from the center field. Looked like he got that finger on that face mask.
Boy, Skip Holtz had a darn good case.
Yeah, he had a good argument.
20 carries, 85 yards for Johnson. Play fake coming up, go deep, you think?
Boy, it'd be nice.
They've got field position in their favor at the 31. Blitz coming off the edge. Here's the deep throw. Backside, great pursuit, and out of bounds runs Pinckney. Wonderful play by Eric Wicks. Came from the backside on the blitz and chased him out of bounds, number 41.
Eric Wicks has got some speed. He came from all the way behind that play. Terrific job, the junior out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Perry High School. Great timing because he knows what he wants to do, and he's just coming and he's relentless. Just from the backside, he's going to run down a wide receiver, let alone a quarterback, and Pinckney did well to get out of bounds.
Tell you what, on that look, you saw that Pinckney had nobody to throw to. Didn't seem like there was a particular urgency to get free. 7:03 to go in the 3rd. We'll try it again. Screen is set up. Boy, it's there. Good setup of the block. Johnson, like Barry Sanders, stops and starts, and he gets it up to the 39-yard line, and to come to a full stop and then get back at full speed in one step is unbelievable. Ernest Hunter.
I think my knee hurts, Dave.
Yeah, right?
Just watching him. Watch Chris Johnson just stop and then start again, just going laterally to the outside 2 or 3 yards.
That's remarkable.
Terrific move by the sophomore out of Orlando. He's been impressive. I mean, they've only scored 9 points offensively, but there's been 3 or 4 guys offensively you can hang your hat on. Chris Johnson's a player.
Total plays, East Carolina 52 plays for $189 total yardage. West Virginia 37 plays for 188. Big 3rd down here. A lot of time. Can't find anybody open. And Pinckney's going to be denied. Picks up didn't even pick up a yard. Got back to the line of scrimmage. McLeod makes the tackle. Their receivers cannot get open. He's gotten back there, like you said, his quarterback clock has been able to run overtime all the time, and he just has nowhere to go.
Yeah, it looks like to me, because we've got the best seat in the house, obviously, but sometimes James Pinckney, it's moving a little too fast for him at times. And credit West Virginia, because the other times everybody's covered. So I think it's 50-50 where things are going a little bit too fast for him right now.
There's a look at Ryan Doherty averaging 39.3 on
fake.
Some punts, and they run the fake and more. No. Did he get it? Yes, he did. There's a good mark. He did get it. Well done as they go to Chris Moore. So East Carolina, remember we talked about bag of tricks early in the game, and that's really the first one.
Yeah, and it's a great timing on it, too, because you just think this game's going into another law back and forth. Good call by Skip Holtz.
And a nice extension there by Moore. Picks up 4 yards on the play and a first down.
Yeah, Moore did an excellent job, and so does the right side. Just a huge hole to run through, and all he needed was a couple yards, but that extra effort moves the chains for the Pirates.
So from the 44-yard line, its own 44, East Carolina, they set it down. And time here for Pinckney. Got him in a deep curl, in and out of his hands. That was probably the best throw he's made on a long ball. That was to Brian Bowling, a senior from Johnson City, Tennessee. So Bryson Bowling covered by Mims Anthony Mims, a senior from Los Angeles,
and
California.
he looks a little hurt. Jeff Noshel might have got a finger on this football. The linebacker, it looks like right there he just touches the football, because that was a good throw. Just needed to get it just a hair up. It was a very small window, and it doesn't look like Mims is going to get to the sidelines.
East Carolina 13 first downs, West Virginia 12. Most important numbers 20-9. West Virginia comes in a big favorite in this game. East Carolina has, tell you what, they've been on the ropes and continue to come back. They
can't knock them out.
Not at all. They've had 3 for 3 field goals, 25, 22, and 35 from Robert Lee. Had those been touchdown opportunities, we probably have a 1-point game or a tie. West Virginia missed an extra point.
Well, Rich Rodriguez
take a break. 4:54 to go as they attend to Anthony Mims, and hopefully he'll be all right when we get back to Morgantown in a moment. Good to see Anthony Mims out of Los Angeles, able to walk off the field. He's replaced by Larry Williams. I know in that league that plays on Sundays, Mr. Williams would be picked on right here. Do you think the same thing will happen here?
Yeah, you draw a lot of flies, if that's what you're asking. That's for sure.
Got one.
In the matchup you'd want to have Andre Allison out on him, but it looks like they're going to go with Bryson Bowling to the short side.
Right in the middle of the field between the hashes. 2nd down and 10. East Carolina. Pinckney, they pick up the blitz. He throws over the middle. Got it. First down. Inside the 45 at the 44. A nice gun job in there. That was Bowling. Make that. And that was a terrific catch in there. Jamela, and make that Mike Lorello covering.
2 good throws in a row.
Nice.
The first one was tipped by Noshel, trying to go to the outside, but a good job on the outside. Just an in route. That's all it is. We're going to go down the field, bring it inside, and he does a great job of just sticking it in between the linebackers. I thought that was a great throw, back-to-back throws.
Juwan Crowell, 6'2" sophomore, and a burst by Johnson picks up about 8, maybe 9. So they run a quick hitter, a little dive off the right tackle. Mark Magro makes the tackle, and maybe a little concern on the West Virginia side right now, but East Carolina still has to punch it in, and now.
And Jamal Adai is down.
And they already have Johnny Dingle. He went to the locker room. And let's see what happens here. Here's Jamal, number 4.
Yeah, he's coming in from the secondary, and let's see if he gets folded up underneath here by his own player. It looked like he was jumping over the pile, Dave. It looked harmless in the beginning, but it must have caught his leg going over the pile. They can not afford to lose him. One of the leaders on this defense, Adai, number 4. See if he gets going over the pile. Doesn't look like his legs were tangled up. Possibly just landed funny. Doesn't get hit, doesn't get run into by really his own players. I think he just landed awkward.
Yeah, land on that hip.
Yeah. Well, now you've got a backup at corner in Larry Williams. Adai comes out of the football game.
Yeah, could have a window of opportunity. Abraham Jones is Adai's backup. 2nd down, a short 2. And they run it, get the first down and more to Brendan Fraxis, the junior. Transfer from Chaffey College. So a first down for East Carolina, brought down by Magro.
Well, East Carolina fans watching this game, playing the game of what if right now, because they would be going in right now to make it 28-20.
East Carolina with 3 field goals from Robert Lee, 25, 22, and 35 yards. That's what Fraxis has done to this point in the season. Fraxis 4 of 9 today. First down play at the 20 for East Carolina. And run it, fumble it, and Fraxis recovered. They went with the little guy, Robert Tillman. It was recovered. The forced fumble by Magro.
Good job by Fraxis getting on the football. Going into the middle of that defense, it was stripped on the inside. Right hand gets on it by Magro. Good job by the linebacker. We've been calling out his name a lot in place of Jay Henry. takes his spot in the middle of that defense for the Mountaineers and done an excellent job this afternoon.
Yes, he has. Henry out with a sprained knee. Big second down play here coming up. 2nd and 14, the play clock winding down. Ball's at the 34, blitz coming. Pinckney hangs, fires, ball got tipped, incomplete. Somebody at the D-line raised up and got a piece of it, tried to get it to Tillman. They don't have much of a passing game. They don't have much of a running game, but yet there's still very much in this game.
I'm still convinced that, Dave, James Pinckney, when he commits to a throw, it's a good throw. But when he doesn't see it clearly or doesn't really feel comfortable with it, he's almost tentative throwing the football down the field. And he's his own worst enemy when he does that because he hasn't made a good throw. You got to commit as a quarterback. At some point, you got to believe in what you see and let it go.
Pinckney's got 1 interception on the ledger. Double wides both sides on this 3rd down and 14. Picks up a little roll. Here's the blitz. He hangs, fires, loses the ball. Loose ball and recovered by Johnson. The blitz by Mike Lorello. So Lorello with the sack. And West Virginia outmanned East Carolina on that play.
Well, this is just a matter of numbers, Dave, and you can't block 3 guys with 1 guy. And Coach Holtz is telling them that 3 guys from the left side of the screen, you'll see him appear right here. There's only 1 person to block him, and it looks like it's Chris Johnson, the tailback. You see right here, 1, 2, 3 West Virginia defenders coming in. Chris Johnson doesn't pick any of them to block, and that's going to cause a fumble.
A high kick by Doherty. Got a chance to be down inside the 10, and it's caught a fair catch, beg your pardon. And that was a pretty good punt that was taken in by Antonio Lewis on a fair catch. Big East football, the game of the week. We're at Morgantown, West Virginia. East Carolina against West Virginia. Conference USA battle with Big East. Dave Simpson, John Kinjemi, glad you could join us, everybody. Full house family day here on the campus of West Virginia University, and East Carolina is outgaining the Mountaineers.
Well, the crowd trying to get back in it, Dave, because they haven't had a lot to cheer about.
Sure not. One guy they have cheered is Adam Bednarik. Went out with a knee sprain at midway 2nd quarter. Now he's back in the game. Pat White came in, threw a touchdown, a couple of picks. Mountaineers take over at their own 12. Bednarik going to keep it. Turns the corner and picks up about 7 yards. Hit out of bounds. Late flag. No. Officials ruled that he was in bounds. Good block by Jason Colson in there. Jason Colson, number 24, the running back.
Good blocking at the point of the attack by the Mountaineers, and good speed shown by Adam Bednarik to get to the corner. Jason Colson allows him to get to the edge, and then Raynaud downfield trying to block. Looked like a little shove and tripped over his own feet maybe, or over the cornerback's feet. But a good effort by Adam getting the edge.
8 yards on the pickup. They'll run the eye. Owen Schmidt's the up back. Colson's the deep back. Pitch it outside. Colson bobbles! And he's able to recover his own fumble. Boy, there was almost a big turnover there. Zach Baker along with Marcus Hands there for East Carolina.
Good job by Colson getting on his own fumble. Looked like the pitch was just a touch behind him, but he still could have handled the football. Maybe a case of trying to run without the football, not looking it in, but West Virginia back onto the fumble.
3rd and 3 at the 19. Bednarik looking, finding, and he's got Miles. Miles fights, picks up the 1st down across the 25. That'll move the sticks. Arodi Jean with the tackle for East Carolina. So Miles with the touchdown pass. He got it from Pat White to make it 20-3 in the 2nd quarter.
Great job by Adam Bednarik, looking left and then coming back and finding Brandon Miles to move the chains. West Virginia has to put a drive together here for this offense, get that defense off the field.
Bednarik 5 of 6 passing, 61 yards and an interception. They faked the reverse, and Colson took it inside, made an upcut in there, and Josh Chilson makes the tackle. Sefner, Florida, his home address. Senior, made a few tackles today. Didn't play in 04. Big tackle contributor in 2003 and 2002. Second down at 6 here for the Mountaineers. Winding down third quarter. Bednarik in trouble. How did he get away? And now he's taken down. Now he's taken down about a loss of 2. Chilson got him. Interesting contest. When you say, as we wrap up,
shaking my head. Just when you think the Mountaineers are going to say, okay, now we're going to take over the game and put a drive together, East Carolina keeps coming up with an answer defensively.
That's going to do it for the third quarter here in Morgantown. Adam Bednarik, boy, showing some grit coming back from that knee strain. 20-9, West Virginia, East Carolina. They're sticking around. You should too. Fourth quarter coming up next. Quarter here in Morgantown. Skip Holtz's club very much in this game. Down 20-9. Dave Sims and John Kingemi with you. And Skip Holtz made a name for himself coaching at Connecticut, putting that program on the map in the mid to late 90s. But chose to join his dad down in South Carolina because his mother was ailing with throat cancer, and a chance to be with her and have the family all together. But he had a good program running at Connecticut. Here's a play here going for big yardage. Colson on the throw from Bednarik, picks up the first down. On a 3rd and 8, he comes up big. Kyle Chase makes the stop for East Carolina.
Well, that's been the difference, is Adam Bednarik's been able to make the play when he needs to, and he finds Colson on the left side. Good job of good protection, good throwing lane, steps into the throw, and then an athletic move on the outside to get a couple more yards by Jason Colson. Good effort on the outside.
Mountaineers, Colson picks up 3 catches now for the day, 35 yards. West Virginia team 11 of 15 passing, 3 picks on the day. And here's the big guy Schmidt. They were waiting for him. Maybe, let's call it 2 yards. I thought we might see a lot more carries out of this young man, Owen Schmidt, today.
Very quiet afternoon for Owen Schmidt. We thought we would get the football, either catching it, running it, one back when they spread it out for him, and he's primarily been the lead blocker for the running game today.
Picks up 3 on that play. Second down at 7 coming up early on here in the fourth quarter. Bednarik fake the reverse. He'll keep her all the way and shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 45-yard line. Pick up the 2. Pierre Bell ran about out of bounds, number 34.
Yeah, West Virginia's version of student body left there. Both tailback and fullback lining up to the left of Bednarik, and it just quarterback sweep.
Well, you got to be in shape to run this offense.
There's no huddle. I mean, it's a great tempo.
Yes.
Terrific tempo to wear a defense down, but they just can't put away East Carolina.
Good numbers there on 3rd down conversion. Hot humid day here in West Virginia, Morgantown. Blitz picked up. Bednarik throws underneath. And going for the first down. He had to get across the 50, and he does. And that first down, Joe Hunter, first time we've seen him today. Brought down by Zach Baker.
Well, that's the difference of knowing where you are in the football field. Earlier for East Carolina, Andre Allison had a chance to move the chains inside the 10-yard line, didn't get it done. But Joe Hunter now comes in West Virginia, knew where he was on the football field, goes north and south, 1st and 10.
Bednarik 7 of 8, an interception, a touchdown, 78 yards. 1st and 10 at East Carolina's 49. Keeper Bednarik takes a lick too. Woo. We saw Kyle Chase, number 4, come up and put a hit on Bednarik.
Yeah, that was a high-low. It looked like Kyle Chase was down low, and Marcus Hands, all 270 pounds of him, was on top of Adam Bednarik. Initially looked like it could be a big play, the whole wide open hole, but there you see good heads-up play by Kyle Chase, not afraid to stick his nose in there.
That he did. They get it outside. Worth running 40. Penalty flag on the play.
Number 11, Adam Bednarik's pass.
So they get it out to one of the backup fullbacks, Bruce. Chris Moore makes the tackle.
Yeah, they may get Raynard on the outside for a hold or an illegal block.
Holding, number 2. Offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Remains second down.
Raynard it is. And Jeremy Bruce, freshman, wideout, got that catch there.
Looked like a good play, but we're going to see the hold right here. Raynard tangled up and a little bit of hand fighting going on. When you get those hands extended and then you push from behind, you get a little pull as well. And the official right on the call to throw the flag.
The 3-yard pass will count. 6 for 6 for Bednarik since returning. First play is at 32-yardage to the tight end Bailey. He'll run this one, and then they were waiting for it. Dontre Brown, number 99. And marching backwards. Dontre's a 6'1 junior, 309 pounds, out of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Well, this East Carolina defensive line, unbelievable.
Done a great job. Bednarik throwing downfield. What a catch! First down, Mountaineers. Brandon Miles inside the 25 at the 22-yard line. First down, Mountaineers. Demetrius Hodges covering on a play, but what a connection, Bednarik to Miles.
This looked like it was going to be a jump ball opportunity, and Brandon Miles goes up and climbs the ladder. Terrific job. Watch him go up and get this football at the point of attack, go straight up, and puts his body in front of the defensive back as a shield. You can't fight through.
35 yards on the gain. Good defensive play, knifing in there is Josh Chilson. Walton never got a chance to get going. And now penalty flag. It's like it was thrown in the secondary, well behind the play, 30 yards away from the play. I wonder what happened.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 82 on the offense, a blow to the head, 15 yards, second down.
Lack of poise there. Rayshawn Bolden, 6'5 junior from Cheektowaga, New York.
Yeah, that'll get the horns going up out of that hat for Coach Rodriguez. He does not like sloppy play or plays that don't need to happen. And that was about, as you said, Dave, 25, 20 yards away from the actual play.
Wide out, you get locked up and jawboning with the DB. He hits you or something. Next thing you slug him.
You walk away.
And sure enough, you're going to get caught.
And you're going to find a nice spot on the sidelines, too.
15th play of this drive. Second and a long way here. Bednarik on a keep. He's got the tight end over the middle. He'll run it. Got a nice block and run out of bounds inside the 30. Boy, he had the tight end on a deep curl. I guess you saw that, John, from our vantage point up here, but he chose not to throw it. Picked up positive yardage. It'll be third down and short. Pretty good blocking here by Owen Schmidt.
Yeah, I think if Adam didn't throw it quick, he made a good decision, because every time he went to throw, it was open, then it was covered. So if you come out of that play action, you turn the corner, and if you can run as far as you can, if you can run it as far as you can throw the football, then run the football. And you've got an athlete in Bednarik, he can do those types of things.
Picked up 11. West Virginia's had the ball for 5:39 and counting. Drive began with their own 12. 11:25 to go here in the fourth. Here's the screen. Walton blown up. Oh, what a play. Deshaun Steffens. He was waiting for that. Good read.
Good recognition.
Fine job in there. And that's going to bring on Pat McAfee. McAfee has missed an extra point, missed from 47. This will be from 35, so a 45-yard attempt from the near left hash.
He's got plenty of leg in the wind with him, Dave.
Good snap, placement kick, plenty of foot. End over end, and he pushed it. Wow. Bad day here, 47, and what's that, 46 he missed from, so plus the missed PAT. East Carolina still got plenty of life here. We're in the fourth quarter with 10:37 to go here in Morgantown, West Virginia. Dave Sims, John Kinjemi, and our Big East crew. Big East Game of the Week. Time now for a Guinness game summary. Turnovers have loomed way too large today.
Yeah, too many turnovers for WVU, and really East Carolina did not cash in. They didn't cash in for any points or any big points at any opportunities. They've had a short field.
Pirates take over right now at their own 28. Oh, a slip job and then tattooed by Boone McClee. Johnson saw him coming, cut, and paid for it.
That looked like a game of chicken. It looked like Boo ended up winning that one. Chris Johnson sees nothing but number 43 right in the middle of the hole. He goes to make a cut and gets whacked. Great tackle, great acceleration through the tackle by Boo McClee.
Richie Rodriguez is so impressed with his team. He says, hey, listen, I tell my guys to hit high. Don't get into that low stuff. Bow your neck, get the hips up, roll through, and hit somebody. Attack. Deep ball and caught. Allison's got it. First down, West Virginia territory at the 45-yard line. Big gainer there. Allison finally brought down by Dean McCann, and that gain of 29 yards.
Well, it's got to make Skip Holtz feel good on that sideline. James Pickney just threads the needle on the outside. He had a cornerback short and a safety deep, and he finds Allison. This one he steps in and just rifles. Small window, and the window finds number 2.
8 catches for 97 yards. He's ready to get his 3rd consecutive 100-yard receiving game. Blitz is picked up. Pinkney delayed. He paid for it again. He's got no clock in there, right? Ball's loose. It's recovered by East Carolina. Pinkney. Craig Wilson with the sack. The ball was recovered by Trey McGee, number 60.
You have to make a decision as a quarterback, and sometimes if you just hold, bad things are going to happen to you. That time he was getting closer and inching to the line of scrimmage, but he was getting closer to the pressure and the heat put on by West Virginia's defensive front.
Guess what? More may be coming. There's not a lot Skip Holtz can do about it right now. There's the sack story. An impressive performance by the Mountaineers. 2nd down and 14. Blitz coming. Varello in pursuit. He throws short screen. Nada.
James Pinkney's pass is complete to the goal line.
Craig Wilson out of River Edge, Louisiana. Right there. Long arm, 295-pound defensive end.
Well, that screenplay was seen by all 11 defensive players that time. A great recognition. Great recognition by this entire group. Watch him slide down the line of scrimmage this way. Everybody's on a man, and everybody's sliding with it. The best thing you could do here is throw it out of bounds and not take the loss. But he tries to complete the pass, and they lose even more yardage.
Johnson 5 catches for 14 yards, 22 rush for 92, total 106. They could need a big one here. They could use one. 4-man rush. Pinkney's got time running free. Middle man there. Broke it up. Lewis was there, reaches over and breaks it up. Antonio Lewis. He's got the 76-yard punt return to his credit. And a fine defensive play there.
Lewis makes the play from behind, and it looked like Jamal Adai again comes off the field with a leg injury. First indication, Dave, looked like he might have been there just a touch early. We can see the pass coming right at us. There's the contact, the body contact. Maybe he slides above him and doesn't touch him with his body, but from our angle, it looked like there was more contact. But a good anticipation by Lewis.
Lewis down to get the Doherty kick. And it's going to head out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. So punt covering 32 yards, and we'll take a break. 7:46 remaining on the clock. 20-9 West Virginia. Well, the talented free safety for West Virginia, Jamal Adai, got some cramp issues in this 20-9 West Virginia lead. 7:46 to go. Sun breaking through again here. Lights have been on all day. This will be the 6th West Virginia possession inside its own 20. 10th possession total on the afternoon. Nice spin by Pernell Williams out of New Lebanon, Ohio. Brought down by Kyle Chase. About a 4-yard pickup.
A lot of courage shown by Adam Bednarik today, the quarterback for West Virginia, and a lot of toughness shown by this East Carolina defense staying in this football game.
Schmidt and Gwaltney in the backfield with Bednarik. Williams 9 carries, 37 yards. And Schmidt on the carry. Let's revisit that previous play.
Yeah, there's some hitting going on down on this football field, and Adam Bednarik gets drilled right here, and that's one of the cardinal rules. I mean, you always have to get your head around after the fake, because you never know when that defensive end's going to take a chance, and Marcus Hands took a chance and won on that play.
Sure did. 3rd down and 4. See what the Mountaineers can do. They have 2 receivers to Bednarik's right. He's going to run that way, and Chris Moore was waiting for him. Gain of a yard, maybe a yard. It'll bring up 4th down, and you hear some dissatisfied customers here at Mountaineer Field. Well, if East Carolina doesn't get a surge of confidence out of this.
Well, I bet Skip Holtz is on that sideline trying to figure out how it's 20-9 with 6:11 and counting left to go in this football game, because they've had their opportunities and their defense is making enough stops and giving their offense a good enough field position to make something of it.
Only the 2nd punt coming up for Phil Brady. First one went for 41 yards. Straight on, he gets rid of it quickly. Low liner. And bounces back upfield. Look at this. The roll for East Carolina. Bounces back into West Virginia territory. The hang time was only 2.8 seconds, and he's going to get credit for a 21-yard punt. There is a penalty flag. Tell you what, that's the kind of spin you put on a with a sandwich, right? Hit, back it up.
The old balada.
Illegal formation on the offense. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. That penalty is declined. Timeout.
East Carolina will gladly decline that one. Well, can they make something out of this opportunity? Great field position to start coming up from East Carolina. Well, last night Skip Holtz was selling to us that, hey, we're outgunned, we're outmanned, we could get out physical. And Rich Rodriguez, he was hanging his hat on the fact that his team was so physical and poised and a veteran club. Very interesting stuff. Let's take a look right now at our outstanding back. It's brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. Our outstanding back of the game. Easy choice right now as he approaches 100 yards. Chris Johnson of East Carolina. It's our Outback Steakhouse outstanding back of the game. It's interesting, you get the 2 coaches, their viewpoint on the game coming in. 5th time the Panthers are starting in West Virginia territory. There it is right there to Allison. Good lick delivered down there, but a 1st down. Jamel Aday puts a shoulder into Allison, but Allison with a big catch on the turn-in.
Nice concentration by Allison, because he knew he was going to get a big shot coming across the middle, and it's good to see that James Pickney, when he gets back up and in that pocket and throws the football with authority, he can throw this football, and they can move it down the field with his arm.
9 catches, $112 for Allison. Big gain to the 33. Pinkney gonna run it and steps out of bounds. That hit by Lorello.
You said something to me last night about, after we got done talking with Skip Holtz, you said, you think there's another Holtz that used to do that. Hey, we're not big enough, we're not strong enough, we're not fast enough.
It's in the blood.
It might be in the blood, I don't know. And I said, no, I don't think so. I think he really believes that this team can be that team he wants them to be, but just not right now. Well, I'm shocked with 5:20 left to go, or 22 left to go, that they're still in this thing.
Very much so. Pinkney, 16 of 27, 162 his yardage with 1 interception. Still got plenty of time on the play clock. Game clock will be running short. That'll have to be a concern. Get it out in space to Johnson. And a missed tackle. Johnson makes hay out of it. 1st down, East Carolina. Inside the 15 at the 13. Jamel Aday has to make the play. Mike Lorello put a body on him, but couldn't bring him down. A gain of 14.
Our outstanding back of the game just made a nice open field move on Mike Lorello, breaking an arm tackle and getting the ball inside the 15-yard line. East Carolina knocking on the door.
They get 7 on the board here, 20-16, and get another stop. They're going to be in good shape to take the lead with a touchdown. Because it's not like West Virginia's offense has been blowing the abacus out of them.
If I'm East Carolina, I just try to get the ball in the slot right here and just try to go right up the field. There's nobody playing center field on that slot.
They snapped it with a second to go. Pinckney stays alive. Sideline. He stepped out of bounds at the 11-yard line. He had a man open momentarily. I think it was Philip Henry had run a curl, and he was open in the end zone. Pinckney decided not to force it and did pick up positive yardage, picked up 2.
There's somewhere on that sheet Skip Holtz has to find a play to get him into the end zone, and Pinckney trying to walk the tightrope on the sideline, just steps on the 11-yard line out of bounds. Great effort and athleticism shown by this quarterback.
5:07 to go. 20-9, West Virginia. Big favorite at home here coming into this game. And a play clock at 4. 2-1. They just get it off. Pump fake. Fade. Man there. Caught. Touchdown. East Carolina. Got it to Allison for 6. So Allison with the touchdown. His 4th of the season. Got a ball game at 20-15. Did they go for 2?
Yes, sir. I don't think they're going to take a chance to say we might not get back down here again. And if we do, we want to have it for the win. So let's go for 2. Skip Holtz gets his quarterback on the sideline. A great throw by James Pinckney. Nice pump fake on the slant. And you can see the excitement on that sideline. He said, hey, we're in this thing, man. And that's the way he was last night. He felt like, hey, let's lay it out on the line and see what happens. They're bigger, faster, and stronger, but if we can hang around long enough, we've got a chance.
11 yards on the touchdown. Going for 2. Pinckney, man is there. Jump ball, second try. No, sir. So incomplete, but they're still within a touchdown. A touchdown would give East Carolina the lead. Covering on the play is Antonio Lewis. So Allison with an 11-yard TD catch.
Pinckney did an excellent job on that drive, and watch the protection. Great protection here, and the pump fake is what sells it. Great pump fake on the slant route. Allison takes it back out to the corner and taking no chances, goes up and gets the football. And you notice who they're throwing on Larry Williams.
Yep.
With Mims out of the football game. Great job of going up and getting this football. Good throw by Pinckney and nice finish by Allison.
Take a look at the missed 2-point conversion. It's our Pontiac game-changing performance. Couldn't bring it down. Tillman, the intended receiver. But East Carolina, that would have made it a 3-point game. 3 consecutive scores now by East Carolina.
Well, now at least the offense and the quarterback and James Pinckney, they know what's in front of them. If they get another opportunity, they need to get a touchdown. They need to get 6. So everybody's in that mindset with 5 minutes left to go. Let's kick the ball downfield deep to him, or maybe even give it that pooch so there's no chance of a return. Play defense and get the football back.
Interesting development brewing here at Morgantown, West Virginia. They kicked a high pooch. 20-yard line. West Virginia going to bring it up to about the 38-yard line. So Rivers was the man who brought it up. 4:56 to go here, and a reminder to check your local listings for Big East football next week. Saturday at noon Eastern from ESPN Plus. We'll see Danny Embick and the Florida Atlantic Owls taking it to Louisville, the 9th-rated Cardinal ball club that attacks from all angles. This Big East preseason favorite is going to try to keep the perfect record clean as they take on Florida Atlantic Saturday at noon Eastern time from ESPN Plus. Check your local listings for that matchup. And Williams, second effort, gains about 2 yards. He was hit after about a 1-yard gain, but a timeout is now called down on the field. with 4:49 to go. East Carolina calls the timeout. No surprise there. That'll leave them with 2.
I like the strategy and the aggressiveness of that defense on that play and the timeout with a lot of time left.
Skip Holtz upbeat, positive thinking, and Williams has had a fine day. He's had a pretty good day. That's right. 10 carries for 40 yards. And the last 3 games versus East Carolina, look what they've given up. And today, 283 yards. Well, this is why they play the game, boys, because coming into this game, you looked at it, West Virginia, as you're looking at the numbers, my God, they run the ball real well, and East Carolina hadn't stopped the run since 19 fill in the blank.
Well, you're right, and they were undermanned, they're undersized, they've got more athletes in West Virginia on both sides of the football, but the determination in making plays for the skill positions offensively for Skip Holtz's team, that's been the difference. Hey, let's not even talk about the opportunities, the missed opportunities by this offense of East Carolina.
They had 3 field goals, 1 in each of the first 3 quarters before they finally got on the board with a 6. Straight give to Colson. He'll be short of a first down. I'll set up a 3rd down play.
Williams on the carry.
So, actually, it was a different ball carrier. Beg your pardon. Williams on the carry. Pernell Williams. Very interesting. That's why they play the game.
Huge 3rd down here.
Yes, it is.
And it's going to come down to possibly Bednarik making a play with his legs.
See what happens here. 3rd and 4. 43-yard line. Get it out in the flat. Incomplete. And you can see the life surging on that East Carolina sideline. Bednarik, incomplete pass, took a big shot. And East Carolina is going to get the ball back with plenty of time. Touchdown puts them in the lead.
Good pressure by Marcus Hands. We've mentioned his name in this second half a lot. He did an excellent job of getting in Adam Bednarik's face and forcing a quick throw out in the flat.
Travis Williams will go back to get this punt from Phil Brady. Brady's long on the season, a 57-yarder. He'd love to pin Williams down there. He's had 2 punts, averaging 31 yards. Take that rolling kick, go for the sideline. Low liner, 20. And he does get it. They're going to be able to get it inside the 5. Beautifully done. Phil Brady, senior out of Fairfax, Virginia, with that rolling punt. They can do that rolling punt. He gets a 52-yarder.
Yeah, Coach Rodriguez says that's probably the best way he punts the footballs, on that rolling punt, and they do that very well.
Nice job. Takes him just 1.8 seconds on average to get rid of it.
Big chore ahead of Skip Holtz's offense with James Pickney at quarterback, trying to go the distance, now 96 yards away from trying to get ahead in this football game.
I hear 96 yards. I think of question mark
yes.
and the Mysterians and
yes.
96 tears on your hit radio. 3:53 to go. Does East Carolina have enough offense and big playability here to pull out a W and a huge upset? West Virginia blitzes. Quick pop over the middle. And he saw the rip attempt in there by Eric Wicks. These are the guys, the good hands people, pretty much as we expected, keeping East Carolina in the game.
We talked about that four-headed monster as a running back for West Virginia, but these are the guys that have done an excellent job for East Carolina. Every one of them has contributed in their own way to do just enough to keep them in this position.
East Carolina has 2 timeouts remaining, 3:25. Blitz coming, got rid of it. One hop, incomplete, as he tried to get it to Philip Henry, the sophomore from Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
Good heat on the backside by Mark Magro, the linebacker. We've mentioned his name a lot today, and he's always been in around the football. pressuring James Pickney from behind that time. He had a receiver and just couldn't get his feet underneath him and throw it accurately.
3:21 to go, fourth quarter, a 5-point West Virginia lead. East Carolina with a long way to go. East Carolina a miserable 3 of 15 on third down conversions, including missing on the last 6. Mountaineers blitz. It's picked up. Throw. Bad throw. Incomplete. Tried to get it to Allison. So a 3 and out. Just what West Virginia wanted thanks to that 52-yard punt by Phil Brady. Nothing like a good special teams.
Yeah,
Brady's
they did a great job, put him inside the 5-yard line, and then East Carolina goes 3 and out, and that's got to make Jeff Castile on that sideline happy for West Virginia's defense. They did a nice job of using Mike Lorello again on third down situations. He's a great blitzer from the edge, and they used him that time to pressure James Pickney.
Now Doherty needs to return the favor. He needs to absolutely crush one here. His long in the season's 59 yards. Hangs it up beautifully near midfield. 42-yard line. Good hang time. 44.7 seconds. Antonio Lewis, fair catch on a 48-yard punt. It's turned out to be a much more competitive game than we had anticipated coming in here today. Conference USA's East Carolina taking on the Big East West Virginia Mountaineers. Glad you could join us, everybody, here in Morgantown, West Virginia. Along with John Kinjemi, I'm Dave Sims and our ESPN Plus crew. Now it's a matter of West Virginia trying to run out this last 3:09.
Unbelievable.
Look at the numbers there. Didn't expect that. 286 to 279. That man, young man right there, Mr. Allison, has played a nice game. Bednarik and West Virginia from its own 42. Pernell Williams with a nice spin, and then he spun right into Pierre Parker, and a timeout called by East Carolina.
That's the game of field position now, Dave, in West Virginia with 3:05 left to go in this football game. All they need to do is just milk this clock, get a first down, make East Carolina use all of their timeouts, and then see if they can get it into scoring position.
Today's game has been brought to you by Cooper Tires, proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. Guinness Draft Stout, drink responsibly. Brilliant. Outback Steakhouse, no rules, just right. And by Pontiac, 10 models, each one designed for action. On campus, one of the great structures here at West Virginia University. Davis Hall here at West Virginia University. 3:05 to go. Skip Holtz and Rich Rodriguez, knowing that clock's running short, somebody needs a big play. Second down at 7. Facing the Mountaineer offense, that's what Skip Holtz is charged. It's his defense. He'll be looking, everybody will be looking to strip, trying to create a fumble here.
Very efficient afternoon for Adam Bednarik after being injured in the first quarter. 8 out of his last 9, 116 yards. Great job at the quarterback position today.
This after he missed about a quarter with a knee when it looked like he was done. He could be
for
done
the season.
Yeah. Extended period of time. They run Williams. Good initial stop in there by Josh Chilsom, number 43. And they're not getting a good surge on that O-line. I thought that was going to be a big advantage, that O-line for West Virginia would be able to maul East Carolina. It hasn't happened.
That's the strength of this West Virginia offense, that offensive line. They've got a lot of seniors and juniors on that offensive line, and they've been able to run the football and dominate people up front. Last week against Maryland, they took control of that game in the fourth quarter and just mauled them on the ground. But now they've got that East Carolina defense believing.
2:27 to go. East Carolina has 1 timeout remaining. Third down and 7. West Virginia at its own 45. Blitz coming. They come after Bednarik. It opens up the field. Can he get the first down? He's at the 50. He's got the first down. Bednarik picks up the first down. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 46 of East Carolina. Casey Ross drove him out of bounds.
Had a feeling that Adam Bednarik is going to win this game with his legs, because that's what he's done all season long. He's been able to break contain and make a play when this team needs to have a first down. Pretty opportune time to move the chains there for number 11.
10 of 22, 10 rush, 22 yards. Total yards, West Virginia 118 today. That's the rushing number for the game, 270. Here's a carry up the middle, Williams. Oh, the massive humanity. Clock runs at 140. So the Mountaineers in no hurry, up 5 with the ball, clock in their favor. East Carolina has 1 timeout remaining. They're going to milk this.
Yeah.
Play clock is at 19 seconds, and there's no reason to hurry at all. Game clock runs at $1:20.
And only 1 timeout remaining for East Carolina.
East Carolina knows that they can do some things here in the first year under Skip Holtz. Come on the road and play pretty well. Here's Williams. Dives ahead. He'll be about a yard short of a first down. Nice gain there. Zach Baker makes the tackle. One more snap. Probably one more time out here. Let's see. Was that a first down?
I think he's just short.
Just short. So let's just let it run down. East Carolina can stop it one more time. That's going to do it. Surprised Skip was letting it run down here.
Well, he's got one more chance. He's got to stop right here on 3rd down and then stop it.
Here's they're inside at 10, so it'll be about 24 seconds to go. And let's see.
I don't know.
He didn't make it. They'll stop the clock to take a look. 23-3 left on the clock. And now East Carolina calls a timeout. Down by 6.
Where they marked that football, Dave, it looked like it was maybe a half a yard short.
Yep. Kind of quiet here at Mountaineer Field.
I don't blame people.
Yeah.
This was a very competitive football game.
A lot of people started leaving about a half hour ago, which was, I thought I was in Los Angeles there for.
It's very unusual for this crowd to be this silent, especially coming off a big win at Maryland last week.
Big family day gathering. And with Virginia Tech coming in next week, probably the last time these two bitter, and I put that in italics, quotes, underline, and capitals. This was not the performance Rich Rodriguez was looking for.
No, they have to come out and perform a heck of a lot better on both sides of the football if they're going to do anything at home against Virginia Tech. And then they have a very explosive Rutgers team offensively. At least they can put points on the board. And then that one at Louisville will be the big one. They're playing right here at Louisville when Louisville comes to town. So those two games there with Rutgers in the middle, that could make or break their season.
Here's what East Carolina has remaining as Rich Rodriguez, 23 seconds away from going to 4-0. 4th and a yard. I think they can get it in the game right here. Clock will stop if they do get the first down. They'll have to run one more play. And now West Virginia is going to call a timeout.
West Virginia, they're first.
So what do? You go for it here if you don't make it, or do you go back in a punt, risk a block, something wacky happen? I think you got to try.
I think you just go for it. You know, if you're a better football team and you believe that in your heart, you go for it with your best chance of closing the game out on your own terms, and that's going for it on 4th down.
Wanted to make sure. Here's a look at East Carolina's remaining schedule. They get into Conference USA, Southern Miss, Rice, and on down the line. East Carolina picked 5th in the 16 East Division.
They've shown me something today, Dave.
Yeah.
They've shown a lot of heart. And I think Skip Holtz is onto something. He said, you know, it's going to take me time to get where Rich Rodriguez is, for our guys to believe in our system. Rich has been there for 5 years. He's recruited his own kids. He knows what the expectations are, and he's relayed that to his people. And that's exactly where Skip Holtz wants to be. Did an excellent job assembling a staff. He was really proud of who the guys he put together on his sideline. So this team is only going to get bigger and better as they go along.
See what happens here. Probably get Bednarik. It's almost like ragging the puck in hockey now. He may just run around for a while. Or he'll move ahead and try to get that first down. The only thing there, it'll stop the clock. Turn and give it to Williams. He didn't get it. Oh, man. Did not get it. Like you said, there are some signs here for this East Carolina ball club. They do some nice things. 19 seconds ago. No surprise that Chris Moore, the middle linebacker, was right in the middle of it. The one thing, it's not like Pinckney has that big arm where he can rear back and throw it 60 yards.
Yeah, but he can get it to a streaking Andre Allison maybe at 30 and get him in stride and put him in position to get there. Only 19 seconds left to go in this game. That's the problem that Skip Holtz and James Pinckney face. Allison,
10 catches, $123. Allison will be at the bottom of your screen. 1st and 10, East Carolina. 19 seconds to go, down 5. Pinckney retreats, 4-man rush, got time. Throws it short. And hit down, gain of 10. That'll stop the clock with a first down at 10.7 seconds to go.
They've got to get on this football and snap it and waste no time here.
First down, East Carolina. They reset the sticks. And he'll stop the clock right there. 7:4 left on the clock, 7.4 seconds.
Well, I think you've got to take your chance now and go for the end zone, because any pass play that you have to complete it over 10 yards so you can stop the clock. So that's a minimum. But right now, your best chance is just to throw it up and see what happens.
You bet.
Good afternoon for James Pinckney. 20 of 33 for 203. 1 touchdown in his first interception of the season.
Well, 3 receivers are going to go left. 1's going to go right. 2 deep, real deep for West Virginia. Mountaineers with 3 down linemen. Linebacker comes, they rush 4. Pinckney steps up, in trouble, ball game right there. West Virginia wins it 20-15. They never gave him a shot to get it off. Keelan Dykes led the charge with help from Morty Ivy. So the Mountaineers go to 4-0. East Carolina drops to 1-2. 6th sack of the afternoon for the Mountaineers.
The defensive line made a statement at the end of this ball game. They collapsed the pocket. No chance for James Pinckney to throw it downfield. 3 Mountaineer defensive players, Craig Wilson being one of them, that defensive end that made the switch from nose tackle out to the defensive end. And Skip Holtz upset that his quarterback could not get rid of the football.
So I ask, you'll take a chance of a push, maybe if he got it in the end zone.
You never know what can happen. You just got to get rid of it.
Got to get rid of it. And there were 6 sacks. Got to be 4 of them were like that because, as you mentioned, I think on the first one, the quarterback clock, he wasn't effective in just getting rid of the football.
Yeah, especially on the last play of the game. You have to buy some time, and that's not a position where you just sit back in the pocket and take a regular drop. You get back deep, you elude players, try to flush yourself, and just get enough room to throw the football.
So West Virginia goes to 4-0. They were a heavy favorite in this game, and it turned out they had a struggle against East Carolina. East Carolina goes to 1-2, and that is the 11th consecutive victory by West Virginia against East Carolina right here in Morgantown. And next week, boy, do they have a game. They've got the Virginia Tech Hokies. And next week, we will be in Louisville, our first visit to Louisville, and welcome them into the Big East family. Florida Atlantic and Howard Schnellenberger going back to Louisville, Kentucky. So there'll be some good storylines there. Thanks for joining us, everybody. For John Kinjemi, I'm Dave Sims, our entire crew. Fun game, as always, when we come to Morgantown and watch the Mountaineers play some football here at Mountaineer Field. Final score, 20-15. Made some big plays. East Carolina was a game ball club, and it'll be worth watching what they do in Conference USA. 20-15 a final. West Virginia takes it. And this has been a presentation of ESPN Plus, the worldwide leader in collegiate sports. Good afternoon, everybody, from Morgantown. We'll see you next week in Louisville, Kentucky on the Big East Football Conference Game of the Week.